Also,
streaming.
because I don't think you were in the Discord at the time that I said this. I'm pretty sure even if they are around, Toasted and Nick are going to be an hour late because they don't understand how daylight savings times works. So,
Yeah.
See.
How dare they?
how dare they not be murking?
Okay. So it took me extra because obviously the headset bullcrap.
Yeah.
I was installing OBS because I got a new computer, and then I was like, oh crap! Like I gotta get my stream key, and then I gotta like set all the sources in OBS to make sure it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
dirty bastard.
blah blah blah.
Sure, it's running a lot better though.
Yeah, we can hear
Oh
you.
yeah, I mean this thing is like, dude, a good computer. Thing plays Shadows of Mordor like the fucking most pristine, beautiful thing ever. It's amazing.
Nice.
Is that the second one or the first one?
Just the first
Shadow
one.
Mortar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a shared library with my buddy, and I have to enable it on this computer, but he has the second one, and I was gonna play it. I was gonna beat the first one again, and then play the second.
Okay.
I haven't beaten it on PC. I had it on PS4, and then I traded my PS4 for an Xbox One like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh sweet, it's on Steam sale for like $5. I'm like, yes, I'm getting that game. Alright, so if you just give me one more second, I just gotta grab my notebook. It'll literally take me like 30 seconds.
1. All right, let's go.
I'm here. I was late again, of course.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
We'll expect an in-character reason for this. Probably dealing with a dreidel.
Yeah. old third leg Conrad. They're dealing with them there.
Oh, by the way, if you guys hadn't realized, like Conrad has like a fucking profile picture and everything on his NPC character thing, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I was waiting to
I've not
see
seen
when
that.
that ended up getting created.
Where's it at?
It's in the
It's-
NPC section of the. Yeah, he has like his own fucking profile and everything. It's brilliant. He's a beautiful man.
Conrad the dreidel.
Medium fiend.
There it is.
I never knew the dreidel was. I never knew dreidel was spelled like that. So that's that's cool.
This is fun. He looks like
Alright.
one of the Snow White's 7 dwarfs. Okay, I'm done. Have we been streaming this whole time?
Oh, yes.
For a little
Yes,
bit.
sir.
Oh.
I'm just gonna turn that down a little bit too.
I mean, with 0 viewers, but yeah.
We're famous.
We are fucking famous. We have like
Yeah.
1 or 2 people view the video after.
Awesome.
Our other ones have like 90 views, 100 people watch. Maybe. By the way, I don't know what it is, but I can't watch the streams. I've tried actually a few times, but it just doesn't load for me.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Works fine for me.
Maybe there's like some sort of like. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe it's like some sort of like codex or it's in a wrong format or something. But if somebody else, if he can see it, I don't know. Depends
Nope,
how
see,
you're trying to
I
watch
can-
it.
I can watch our Tuesday stream. It's the Wednesday stream I can't watch.
You've been banned.
Maybe it
Really?
is what it is. Yeah,
That's
I can't
weird.
watch. I've tried to watch it a few times, but
There's a link to the YouTube videos if you if you're bored and want to go back and watch the YouTube videos.
that sounds like a lot of work.
It's just going to YouTube.
Yeah, it's a lot of
I
work
even
for
put
one.
them in a playlist and labeled them all. So yeah, it's super difficult. But anyway, okay. So last episode on Dungeons and Dragons Ballsy, Dylan's and Dragons Ballsy.
Killers and Dragons.
Okay, I'm looking through my notebook. There's a lot that happened. Okay, so
Yeah.
Throm. Throm traveled to Motorbjorn, which is the destination he had to bring his bounty. His bounty was to collect this amulet, and the secondary thing was to try and either bring this thief back alive or kill him. So, upon reaching Motorbjorn, this like quaint little village, he was instructed to go to the abandoned bakery, which he did. He did some exploring and found kind of like a hidden passageway underneath to where this sorcerer resides. After an exchange and Throm kind of fibbing about what happened to the now broken amulet, the sorcerer was enraged and proceeded to blast Throm with a fairly beefy magic spell that didn't do as much damage as it could have, thanks to a nice Constitution save. So there was kind of an exchange there, but ultimately Throm got away. The sorcerer was kind of enraged, and Throm came back to Utsad, where he met with Zlatota, which is kind of our new guy, Robert, and they met up and decided to travel to Handel with this like trading convoy. So where we left off with that side of things was them traveling to Handel, reaching right past this forest area, and two owl bears just like charging out of the woods like hauling ass, essentially trying to tear into this convoy. On the other side of things in Handel, we left off, so the party traveled to Handel, and they spent a lot of time doing various things. So they went to the Silver Dwarf and met Conrad Dendrick, who is the owner of the establishment, also known as the Dreidel. And there were some exchanges between Conrad and Martha. So that was a portion of last episode, and Leah decided to go off on her own and attempt to explore some of the more unsavory parts of Handel to try and dig up some clues. Ran into a beggar kid who kind of took her for a loop, and reading through my notes here. And yeah, ultimately, Leah kind of scoped out the place for a while, and on the rooftops and whatnot, trying to get a sense of the Thieves Guild. So after investigating, Ragnar was also attempting to investigate where he could do some fighting. So they both actually came to the same person, which was Dalton Rain. So at the very end of the episode was just kind of like fast forwarding, so that way Throm could catch up and saying that they were like investigating these clues and whatnot. So trying to think if I forgot anything, but I think that's the gist.
Get gisty with it.
Alright. So I suppose let's jump right into it. I'll make a battle map here.
Battle music.
Oh, I'm gonna put battle music on.
No, no need. I'm gonna the whole fight. Just gonna do that.
I'm getting a very dramatic view of the world map right now. Battle map.
I didn't realize how close I was to the correct battle music.
Well, it's mostly like I picked that one because it was so close. I had several. Alright. So you guys are on here, so go ahead and plop yourselves where you would be. We'll say probably to the north of the map would make sense.
All of a sudden, just Marfa just shows up out of nowhere.
Oh no. Let's see. I'm doing way too much at the same time right now.
So they're fighting like owl bears, right? Owl bears.
Oh hell
Where's
yeah.
the
That's fun.
I guess the owlbears in accordance
I'll
to
show- I'll show you where they are once you place yourselves. Because this is kind of
'Cause
like you're traveling with the convoy, and they charge out of the woods towards you.
Do I need to move down or do I need to move?
yeah. Where's the front of the convoy? Where's the back of the convoy? Just
Well, I was just
quick
about
paint.
to do a quick draw here.
Yeah. Because I'd probably trail it.
Thinking like here's the edge of the road.
Okay.
Hold on, I forget I have assets.
God, I can't wait to get that half plate.
Isn't half plate? No, half plate's medium, I think.
Yeah, it
That
is.
works. I was gonna say you can't rage in that, but I just don't know what armor is.
Yeah, it's alright. Cause I wouldn't be able to fly in it either if it was heavy arm. But no, I have played as medium. So cool. Dylan's
We
so
had
cool.
one. We had one dude that was going to multi-class in the barbarian in our Friday game, but he didn't realize that barbarians cannot rage in heavy armor. So
Not unless you go and get some homebrew class.
I feel like everybody's really happy that he realized that's a thing and did not do that.
Smart man.
Although
Give
that
me
game
about-
is like fucking. That game is like everybody has superpowers anyway, so half of us have fucking homebrew classes and shit.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna need you to stay still. Don't fight for like 10 minutes till I can take this armor off, and then I'll be back and I'll be angry.
Stall him! Stall him!
10 minutes, however long that is.
Okay.
Alright, so that's just rough. So you know.
Very, very rough. Okay. At the back of the convoy.
Those are some really fucking fat horses, man, or whatever
I'm
they are.
elongating them right now.
Okay, I was gonna say they're kind of squished.
Whatever, doesn't matter anyway.
They're
So
really.
it's just I thought it would be a little bit marginally better than a brown rectangle.
It's okay. They're great. Everything you just did was great.
They're fine. They just look a little derpy. That's all.
Everything you did was great.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright,
Fucking
so
Alvin, man.
Why they're so big? They aren't that big.
So, just so you have an idea as well.
Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know you've been too? I'm gonna marry her anyway. Marry that girl. Marry that girl. No matter what you say. Why you gotta be so?
Alright. There, I just pasted a shitload. So they're breaking out of the forest right by this road and just fucking hauling ass towards you guys. So I'm
What are
gonna-
they? What? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, we can say they're like just charging out.
I'm just saying, I just did some research on owlbears. Owlbears are fucking adorable.
What do they sound like?
I don't know.
Oh, that's
Exact-
the DM was.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly like an owl. They're more owly than bear. They have like bear body, but owl like screech. So
A
you
very
just
aggressive
they're
owl.
just like these really fucking
Nice.
horrific.
But as loud as a bear.
Yeah, pretty much.
The power of a bear just the owl vocal cords.
The owl's eyesight and the owl's hearing. The bear's destructive
The
power.
bear's diaphragm. Those are some pretty bad initiative rolls.
Do we need to roll
Give it a
initiative?
moment.
Although I imagine the owlbears are not very dexterous.
If I roll a 4, there's something wrong with my initiative button. Okay, that's better.
Alright, so yours does work. Your HP doesn't work yet. Hold on. Blah blah blah.
Me?
I forgot. No, it's Latota. I never set up your
Oh.
thing.
For some reason, your name reminds me of Clarota.
Yes, that's literally the first. No, I didn't think of Florida specifically, but I thought it sounds like an illithid name.
Yeah, Clarota.
I have
There
no
we go.
clue who that is. At least off the top of my head.
Critical roll.
Oh no, buddy. Like the greatest. Just the greatest.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
That for some reason nobody saw coming.
Alright. Slatota, your go.
Alright. Let's see.
Saturday
I trying to think because I don't really feel like immediately pissing them off. All right,
I feel like that's
But-
a little inevitable. But
yeah, I'm going to anyways. So I think I'm gonna actually shoot the closest one here.
Rather be pissed off than pissed off.
Alright.
And let's see how well my bow works. I'm pretty sure that works.
So
Oh yeah, just a wee bit. 12. Nice.
which one did he hit? Can you think it?
Yeah, oh, don't want to move it.
Okay. Good.
Nat 20 first roll of the game. That's either a very good or a very bad sign. Here's your good luck for the day. Have fun.
Enjoy.
Now I just want to make sure neither of these things are injured, right? Like they're coming at us uninjured.
Correct.
Okay. Making sure so I don't, because if they're injured, I get to use my Colossus Slayer.
No, they are not. They are not. So hold on here. I'm going back. I don't know. I figured if I plop some stuff down, I might as well populate the rest. But fuck it.
Yeah, you really have fun with that, and I love it. Love it.
If I had some time, I would actually make maps. Oh, I made one or two for you guys. So. Okay, so that was 12. Alright, I'm good. I'm good now. Okay, so this one charges and has
Cut my headphones out, Jesus.
40 feet. Oh yeah, I can get to either one of you. It is, in fact, closer to you. And you've put up the only fight so far, so it's gonna come over to you. And it's going to use its multi-attack. Holy fuck.
Jeez.
727. Okay, I'm dead.
You're not.
Yeah,
you're not dead. You're just downed.
Yeah, because I only got 25 HP.
I can't fight.
The wrong
That's-
window.
That's the fun of being level 3.
I can't fight 2 owlbears. Shit. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second while I think.
Yeah, there's just like a panic as like these horses are like neighing and like trying to go faster.
Seeing Zlarota fall. I'm just gonna let her. Damn you! And I'm going to rage. And hold on, give me 1 second.
You leveled up to 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm making sure.
I'm going to move here, hit this one. Once.
Alright. That definitely hits.
Reckless! No, I won't do that. I'll say this the second one missed.
Okay.
Unless you want to give me reckless. Just saying. Nah, it
Yeah,
missed.
you gotta call before.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so he's just gonna multi-attack on you.
The second one missed, the first one hit, and it's halved. Unless they're both with advantage.
No.
Oh, okay.
Neither one of them
Yeah.
is with advantage.
Okay, then.
So just 6, and then half is 3. So Latota, make a death saving throw, please. Alright, you pass.
Got my 1 nat 20, and then
Used all
Yeah,
your
let's
luck.
not have a
right.
replay. Let's not have a replay of episode 1.
This this owlbear is gonna run over and also attack. Seeing like as this big dragon thing just like starts slashing around, it sees that as the biggest threat. You see, it takes like a moment to hesitate as it's like making these weird like clicks and squeals, and like looking around like it's almost as if it's gonna go for the easy prey, the horse, but then like goes back to take care of the threat first.
That it's half to
8.
8.
Alright. And then it's your go.
Reckless. Still hitting the one in front of me.
But yeah, D'Artagnan. My character, my first character, Elentar, was literally instant killed by a multi-attack in the first episode.
yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Let's not have that happen again.
Both hit. Yep. Neither one of those was reckless, or they were.
No, they both were They were both reckless, yeah.
Okay. So hold on. So -5. They both hit, which case that would kill it because it has the +10 on both. So as you just cleave into this thing, you just like just sunk like right in its clavicle, like 3 or 4 inches, and you draw back and you do it again, and like with a clean swipe you take off like its left shoulder, like from the right of its neck where its clavicle is to the left shoulder, like you do a clean slice the second time as it just and just a bunch
As
of
a fall, I'm just gonna
spurts like goes all over you.
As a fall, I'm just gonna just do a slow turn towards this one. And since it's the top of the new round, he doesn't get advantage because the other owlbear dying is the end of the round.
Wait, what?
It don't
No,
I think the advantage is only lasts till.
No, it lasts until your next turn.
Is it my next turn? I thought it was the end of the round. That's
No,
my fault.
it's until
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's until your next turn.
Okay, my bad.
Alright,
my
so
bad.
Latota, make a death saving throw, please. That's one fail.
That's Phil.
Yeah, you know what? This thing is going to seeing what you
I mean,
just
Throm
did
just killed its compatriot,
Seeing what you just did there.
and they are extremely aggressive creatures
there. They are extremely aggressive creatures, but
and
I'm also
territorial.
the dungeon master. So I'm thinking what this creature would do, just seeing that display of power. Yeah, I think. Yeah, this thing is gonna and try and catch up to like the back of this, and just fucking
So,
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine by me. I mean, the horses don't
Yeah,
matter as
so
much as the people.
Yeah, the horse just like gets decimated, and as it like it kind of like shoves the horse to the side in the carriage.
do I get my opportunity attack?
You sure do.
Do I only get one attack on an opportunity attack?
Yes, and it doesn't
Okay, just
count
check.
as like reckless. It doesn't count as
Okay,
reckless.
just checking. Just want to check.
Still a good roll
Yeah.
though.
Just
Damage is
the 8.
kind of poopy. But
Yeah. Let me take this off advantage. There we go. Sorry.
alright, I'm trying to look at all your modifiers here. You have because you have rage on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the
I'm
okay.
raging right now.
That makes sense. Okay.
+2.
Okay, so 8. Yeah. Alright. So, Throm, your go.
Don't you run now!
Oh yeah, you have an increased land movement, don't you? So you can
I do.
you can also keep up with it. Yeah, these things run 40.
Yeah, I run 40 now, so. And I'm gonna take a reckless. 16 and 25. Damage was meh on that second one.
Yeah, but it's both plus 10 damage, right? So it's 25, so it's really 45.
Wait, no, it's not +10. That'd be wet reckless great weapon master.
Oh, fuck, then that last one would have died. Alright, I'm not retconning it though.
Okay.
For some reason I
Sorry.
was getting confused for a second.
No, reckless is just advantage. Great weapon master does
Yeah.
-10 on the attack, but +10 on the, or -5 on the attack, but +10 on the damage.
Which also means then, hold on, that, yeah, what's your AC? 15. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so he takes 23.
Yes.
Great. Slatota, death saving throw. That's a save. It's 2 successes.
And one fail.
Alright. Yeah, this thing's gonna go ahead and multi-attack. So you take 6, 12 is not enough to hit you.
Nope.
Alright. That's your go.
Reckless. Shh. There's a nat 20 when you need it.
Oh, the
22.
second one is not enough to hit.
They're both, there's 23 and 25. So they're both
sorry,
reckless.
they're both advantage. I keep thinking Great Weapon Master for some reason. I'm like,
No, that's alright.
yeah, for whatever reason, it's screwing with me here. So 22.
It's that grog. That grog.
I was gonna say you asked about that nat 20. Like I said, it was my first shot, and then immediate bad luck.
Death.
Okay, so yeah, this thing is like pretty beat up at this point, like bleeding profusely. You've gotten a couple clean shots into it. It's gonna go ahead and use its it's gonna use its action to disengage. And,
Is it his turn?
yeah. Well, it's Zlatota, and who's gonna make a save, and then it's its turn.
Nat 20.
Oh, nice.
When I
So
only needed one.
Actually, no, being that it's a nat 20, you recover with 1 HP and you stand back up, and you can take your turn.
Okay. Now that it's hurt,
2 nat 20s though.
yeah,
Oh.
I'm immediately gonna turn to it. Longbow. Of course not. I just got up.
Yeah, you got it, and you're like you have like that focus, but you're just a little too wobbly on your feet.
I mean, I did just get bodied by an owlbear.
At least you're not
Yeah.
the 6 health wizard who immediately gets multi-attacked for like 15 damage.
Yeah, I was.
Literally instantly killed.
Yeah, and that's all I can really do. Because that's. I don't get my multi till 5.
Okay, so yeah, this thing. Yep, that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna disengage and. Move over here. As it charges into the woods. Just
Oh, you
kinda
know I'm coming behind it. Oh, you know I'm coming behind it. Get over here. And assuming that makes it.
Yeah, you make it over there.
Reckless. 13.
Alright,
Ouch.
how do you want to do this?
Okay. As I chase it down, and I come up like right up on the side of it, I want to take the flat of my blade. I'm just gonna kind of spin it in my hands, and I'm just gonna smack it with the side of my blade, or yeah, with the flat of my blade into a tree, like a fly swatter, and just break it against the side of a tree with the flat of my blade.
Alright.
Yeah, like a fly swatter essentially.
And as you do so, it's not quite enough to like crack the tree in half, but there's a solid like indent into the tree as its neck kind of snaps against the flat of the blade, and it just goes limp and slowly kind of slides down the tree.
Beautiful.
I'm just gonna put my foot on his body and just let out a roar.
And now you have 2 owl bears to sell.
Yeah, and then drag his body back over here and you know.
And this is where the fun of traveling with a bunch of lizard folk come in.
That was great. Are you okay? I'm gonna slap Zeroth on the shoulder. You okay?
Yeah. Give me 1 moment.
Alright, so hold on 1 second. Change the music.
It's like, give me 1 moment. Turns around.
And I'm gonna salvage these things, trying to cut some talent out.
I was gonna say that's the fun part about traveling with a bunch of lizard folk. I can actually make a shield out of this thing, which I plan to do to boost my AC.
So, okay, so obviously you're traveling with a whole bunch of lizard folk, your kin, and they're all kind of like trying to pick up all the goods that are in the cart. Like they kind of half took shelter under it as you guys were fighting these creatures, and then now at this point they're already like picking over the horse, like, you know, almost like the whole swarm of these lizard folk you see Throm just going over picking this thing clean, like
Yeah, I
leaving
mean-
nothing behind, like scraping the hide, like just the whole 9 yards.
I'm gonna eat some of the meat, like just raw.
I was gonna say there won't be other than blood and a couple of parts, there probably won't be much left because we can use hide, the meat, using the bones and stuff. We can make extra weapons, use that for other stuff. So when a group of lizard folk descend on these things, there's nothing.
Throm, go ahead
Yeah.
and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, from eating the owlbear raw.
Oh wow, okay, you don't
Okay.
give a shit.
All right.
Yeah, so you eat
I'm gonna.
all the raw owlbear meat. It's just bloody and gross, but somewhat yum.
I am going to take this chance to step to the side, cure my wounds before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a owlbear, like a necklace out of the claws. Not like now, because it'll take a minute, but just as we're traveling, I'm gonna try to make like a necklace out of his talons, I guess.
Okay, so these things are, I don't know what it says here, but I think they're like a good 300-400 pounds at least, maybe like 6.
And if I can, I'll be using my cunning artisan.
No, these things are, sorry. There's a male and a female. These things are like 1,500 pounds, so.
That makes that hit even more impressive. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like stacked creatures.
Mhm.
I'll be like before we descend on the owlbears, basically, Wilthram, you got the kill. You get first picks. Which parts?
So I'm gonna chomp on some of the meat. I'm not eating the whole bear. I'm just gonna chomp on some of the meat, and I'm gonna take the talons.
Go ahead and make a survival check. Okay, so just some of them were damaged in the fight or whatever, and it's also like what tools you have to do that with. So you're kind of like trying to use your blade and like shear them off. You know what I mean? So a couple of them break, but I mean overall it depends what you're using them for. But you managed to clip.
Just go make a necklace out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, for a necklace, yeah, you have more than enough talons to make a necklace. Some of them are like broken, like they're only like 3/4 length or whatnot. Just still have chunk O owlbear on them.
And I'll pluck like 3 feathers.
Okay.
3 large feathers, and that's it.
Okay, no problem. I mean, it doesn't take anything to pluck a feather.
Yeah.
All right.
How many talons did I get? Just so I can note it.
So there's if you don't care like to know the exact details of the sizes, I'll say that you have 30 talons. If you harvest all of them, some of them have like chunks left of the owlbear, like a little fleshy.
Okay.
Some of them are like only half size, like the way you sheared them off.
I'll take 15 and leave the rest to the lizards.
Okay.
That's
All right.
and
You
3
pluck one
feathers.
feather from the owlbear and the rest of the body disintegrates.
That was
It's real
silly.
cool though.
Basically, I will be joining the others once he finishes that, so we can go ahead and use our let me cunning artisan.
Yep.
So I will be taking the skull bits of the hide to fashion into straps, and I will be making myself a owlbear skull shield.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So you have to, yeah, you have plenty of materials to do it, but you kind of have to patch like where the eyes are. The skull actually does make for a good shape, right? But there's like these 2 holes in it where the eyes are, but it's still good enough to, you know, it still functions as a shield. So whether or not you keep those holes in there, you like put hide over it.
I'll probably put hide over it, but I'll make sure the hide doesn't go over the beak. Like, I want people to see there is a beak on this thing. This is a, for sure, owlbear skull.
And then you could always bash people with the beak if you ever feel like it. Shove an
All right.
owlbear beak shield into someone.
So, yeah, you guys take a short rest. You can take a short rest, and as you see, like, you're first, as that's tradition, and then your kin like come along and they're just like picking this thing clean. They're picking all the meat off. They're harvesting all the feathers. You can see there's like an assembly line of I mean, you know the drill. Just pick it clean, salvage what you can.
Pick it clean, pick it good, pick it just like you with my name.
All right. So you guys.
Since we're short resting, I'm going to go ahead and, because my luck, something else gonna pop up, and I'm gonna be at less than half health. So short rest while I'm just crafting, spin my hit die, and then get ready to go again.
Oh, we could spend a hit die on a short rest.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'll spend one as well.
But you only recover half of your, was it half your total on a long rest?
Yeah, half your total. So, and you have hit die equal to your level.
Yeah.
So, Zlatota, you have 3 total. Throm, you have 5 total. And anything for like, it doesn't matter what the roll is. If it's ever half, it's always rounded down, whether it's the enemy or you.
So I can spend one, or I'll have to take 2 long rests to regain all my hit die.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right, I'm good.
All right.
And while I'm, I guess, like cleaning the shield, getting off the last of the bits. You know, earlier today when I said we might not need a bodyguard, but another sword will always help?
Yes.
Apparently we did.
It's okay, my friend. Now give him a slap on the shoulder. That's why Throm is here.
Surprised me for 2 owlbears to show up. That's gone through this track a couple of times. And
Actually, can the cave that they came from, can I go check that out?
They didn't come from a cave. They just came from like the forest.
Oh, I thought they
They
just
just,
saw
like-
a cave and they ran out of it.
No, they just came like dashing out of the forest towards you.
Okay.
And they seem like they're somewhat emaciated, like not terribly, but they look like they could use a little, a little something. They're probably starving. And
a bit of a horse.
Don't downplay my kill. All right, that's cool.
They could use a little bit of lizard folk.
Yeah. Well, they could use a little bit of life now, but that's all. Never mind. There's no cave.
you could always go exploring.
Nah. I don't like the fact that you suggested it, so I don't trust it. Nope.
Okay, man.
Nope.
All right. So go ahead and roll whoever, it doesn't matter, 1d6 as you move to the next hex, and then after that you're home free.
I don't think Zlatota should roll because he's been getting too many natural. Before I can finish it. Before I can finish
All
it.
right.
What was that? You wanted the highest number? Here's the highest number.
I was just gonna say, he's been rolling too many natural. No, he shouldn't roll it. Nope. Oh, beautiful. Sensational.
Oh gosh.
I imagine they're like 10 steps later, like another owlbear runs out and there's like, for fuck's sake.
Come on, oh, come on.
Well, oh gosh, it's just perfect. So just so you know, in my system, I have 2. I have stationary encounters and traveling encounters. So I just rolled on a stationary encounter, and it was ambush creature.
Yeah, we can.
So, going back to that battle map,
Here we go again.
and you guys
The
are
Owl's Bear's parents show
We're
up.
so lucky.
You guys are surprised by these.
I never roll well. Why am I rolling well?
Rolling.
That was
All right,
amazing.
so as you guys are like harvesting the owlbear parts and whatnot, oh fuck.
Okay.
1 second. All right, so well, fuck.
Great way to start the game, by the way. Great way to start.
Yeah.
So,
I love
and you are ambushed by this. As you guys are doing that,
What?
Are we being are you being attacked by like Shrek? I can't really tell what that is.
I think that's a troll.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Oh, you beat me to it. You beat me to it. God damn it.
A dreadlock Shrek approaches from the depths.
Do we get into initiative rolls?
oh yeah. Hold on here.
Alright.
Cue up the theme music.
Let's see if I nat 20 this.
Let's see if he instantly knocks you out again, or if this one
He
instantly knocks you out.
probably would.
Well, hopefully I get to...
Oh my god, yes, Toasted.
That's ridiculous. Before I can say it. Nope, never mind.
Wow. What?
All right.
First high initiative roll.
And then the NPC is still higher.
Yeah.
What?
Crazy. I've never
Guys.
rolled higher than a 10.
Guys.
All right. So,
Well, it's a good
As
thing I
you-
just
as
made my
you-
shield.
you can see that people are kind of busy off to the side, and they're like, after you've like harvested these creatures, or you're kind of like still like mid-harvesting the last few pieces, and they're like picking up essentially the wreckage, right, from when this cart was overturned. And as you guys are kind of distracted with that, just like it's just slightly too late as you turn around and you hear like just this almost like wet crunching of moss underfoot as this giant green creature comes behind you
Oh, what the fuck?
and just lets loose this horrible and just goes right after you, Throm, looking at
Of course it
the
does.
biggest.
All those hit.
As it just starts mowing into you. Yeah, so you go ahead and take 24.
24.
Not
Oh,
halved.
still not. That's not bad.
And that's its go.
Glad I took that hit die. Yeah. All right. So of course I'm on a rage, which I just turned my stats back. Okay. Reckless. Oh, well, that's not reckless. Sorry.
It's alright, yeah, you said reckless, so just roll whatever it is again and we'll take the damage from the first.
Okay. Not bad. It's actually pretty good.
Okay. So reckless on both.
7. Yeah.
So 9 and 14.
Oh, I thought we were taking the damage on the end. Yeah.
Oh no,
that's-
no, that's right. You're right. 27.
So, yeah. That's a lot of damage.
And I'm gonna take a 5 and here. Let's come to the side of it. That's my turn.
Slatuta.
Yeah, let me make sure I got my stuff lined up real quick.
You guys can see the turn order, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Just need to make sure I've got all of my abilities lined up real quick. And this is why I was actually hoping I was going to go after last time.
Get out of my soul.
Hey, for like a full 5 minutes, my internet has stopped being ass, so I could actually hear everyone properly.
Nice.
But I've literally just
Yeah.
been hearing like static for like the past hour. Alright, rolling it.
At least you weren't screwed over by daylight savings time.
Yeah, man. It's not a good.
So
It's not a smart thing.
earlier until October.
I don't support the idea of daylight savings time at all. We just kind of have to deal with it here.
Alright. I will be stepping here. That way we have the flanking. And if my roll goes well... But I also have my Colossus Slayer.
Alright.
So let me roll a d8 real quick.
Nice.
Hey, there's my 8.
You and these freaking criticals.
So that'll be my 12 damage.
Pull them with
And-
a short sword. That's awesome.
And my bonus action, because hopefully nothing else will happen today. My Hungry Jaws. So I'll now take a bite action. And hopefully this will also hit. That'll also hit.
Oh wow.
What
Okay.
the fuck?
You did more damage with your bite than you did with your original short sword attack.
Yeah, but
You walk up with the sword and go, "Eh," and then you go, "Roar," and just bite into him.
So equal to your Constitution modifier, yeah. So you do, 6 plus 3.
and then my 1 point of temp health.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. So after you bite, you can see like as you draw back, some of the wounds beginning to close where the bite mark was left. I'll let both of you on your turns go ahead and make just a straight intelligence check to see if you actually, like if your characters know what this is.
Oh, it's a troll.
Like obviously it says troll. You guys know it's a troll.
You see, well,
Oh,
It's still gonna attack
does it
Thrawn.
say troll? Yes, it does. Never mind.
would
Okay.
nature work or straight intelligence?
I would say probably more like a. It's not really an animal. You know what I mean? Probably
Yeah.
more like a history.
So I'll have to go with my no bonus intelligence.
Gee, I think I learned about these in social studies class.
Well, it's like more prominent, kind of like
Yeah, I know.
lore and stuff. Okay, so so he kind of like swats at you, Zlatota, like in vain. Just kind of like goes wide over you as you try and bite into it, and then it still focuses on Throm, just because Throm did like way more damage, and it's like in his face. So he's gonna go after you. All of these have advantage. So 15 halved is 7. 9 halved is 4. That's 11. And then 11 halved is 5. So 16
So, like,
total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad. Barbarians, man.
Yeah.
Barbarians.
Alright, and then Throm, it's your go.
Right. Reckless.
And don't forget to take your intelligence.
Intelligence for.
Yeah, both of you guys can just make history checks to see if you know that like it's a troll.
Yeah, I have a negative on anything intelligence. So.
Yeah, it's just a
0.
large green like mofo. You have
It's
no
a
idea.
monster.
Fighting
It's a
Shrek.
monster. 24.
All right.
It's my turn.
All right. History. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Yeah. Okay. So you're like, what? I know. Like this rings a bell. And then, as you kind of see this thing, like just big and powerful, just like mauling into Throm, and Throm barely holding his ground. And you see like the wounds closing up. You're like, holy fuck, this is a troll. And what that tells you is there's all sorts of various legends. You know that as you can obviously see that they do regenerate, and you there's various folklore, like if you cut off its head, that might work. There is like fire is thought to work. Some people say it's like running water. There's like a bunch of different ones that it could be. Nothing really stands out. It's not like, oh, it's a troll like metagame. Like I know fire hurts it. You know, like there's a bunch that you know are just kind of like folklore.
So,
All right.
alright. Interesting.
Well, there's 2 people here and 2 options. Possibly more options.
I mean, you could tell Throm to take that fucking 2-handed sword to his neck and try that.
That's actually what I was about to say. Throm, this is a troll. Aim for the head. If you can, just cut it off. And I,
What? Okay. Okay.
um,
Oh, man. Out of character, is that possible to do?
Cut off a head?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like. Okay.
For
But you have to do
Throm.
like a massive amount of damage, and usually like if you're aiming for a part, I would probably give you disadvantage.
Mhm.
You know, because it's not like, oh, if you're just slashing at it, you don't care if it hits it in like the torso or the abdomen, or you just want it to fucking bleed.
then I'll also turn.
If you
I'm just gonna shout out to.
Probably be a strength roll. Assuming Dylan does things like that.
And I'll just shout. Hopefully, someone in the caravan will work on it. Someone set up a fire. Hopefully, the fire will help stop this thing.
Fire,
Yeah,
and
decapitation,
I
you got options.
Yeah, you see like everybody's kind of like screaming and running around at this point because they're like, what the fuck is that? Just kind of like reeling from the first attack. You see a couple people like nod at you, and they go to like their bags to grab torches.
and I will keep. I was gonna say I'll keep I'll help keep fighting this thing for now. Since we're just burning everything, I'm going to go ahead and Hunter's Market.
Ooh,
Okay.
cool.
So it's time for me to start doing some heavy damage if I can actually get this to work.
Okay, you get a +2 because you're flanking, but unfortunately it's not enough. You scrape against like the rough hide of its thigh as this thing just kind of like whips around and like almost parries you with just the force of its movement.
And yeah, that's my action bonus. So I'm
Pretty
Okay.
heavy damage there, man.
yeah. If I can hit.
All right. Well, unfortunately, yeah, this thing's gonna go ahead and multi-attack you again, Throm. It's kind of focused on you. And you did go reckless on the other ones, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Although
So,
I think, yeah, all those would hit except the last one anyway. Yeah, no, yeah.
okay.
So 5.
All right.
17.
5, 5, 7. Yeah, 17. So
Ouch.
as you like attempt to stand your ground, you go like wobbly for a second. You just get like bashed down as the world starts to go black. As you see like the maw of this thing just like. All right, go ahead and make a death saving throw, please. All right, that's one fail. And get this other music going. Okay. Slotota, your turn. So as you can see, this thing is like momentarily distracted, just kind of like huffing and puffing, just like looming over Throm, like just very like aggressive, very like alpha.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. Right now, I guess I just need to pull. This is gonna be bad because if it can hit me, I'm down. If I can't hit it, if I don't pull it off of him, he's probably dead. So yeah, I'm just gonna focus on the fact that he just went down. This thing's been focus firing. I'm going to see if I can distract it.
Okay. Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, you don't have enough to. You don't have flanking anymore. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
not enough to hit it.
And that's all I can do. I don't have multis or anything.
Okay.
So I just gotta hope he doesn't die bleeding out and someone can get some fire going.
So top of the round, you see like people are just running around. One of them like has these like torches ready, and so it's like calling out to you. We're trying. It's just like flint and tinder, just like trying to get something to light at this point. Probably about like 20 feet away from you, 25 feet away, like on the other side of these horse-drawn carriages. So you do have movement, you do have bonus as well.
I don't have any abilities that use my bonus. Oh. Yeah,
Or
since
you
I hit it.
You could probably run over there and try to help him with the fire if you could.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want this thing sprinting right in the middle of everyone with fire.
Yeah.
But I'll.
I mean, it'd be a better distraction than standing there.
Let's see. Oh, were the people this way?
Yeah, but beyond that, they're about 25 feet away. The ones that are like actively like they're trying to get these torches to light.
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull it this way. Get it to step away from Throm's body.
Okay. It's gonna go ahead and just make one claw attack at you. Attack of opportunity.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You did survive, though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, unfortunately this guy's gonna come up. For some reason it keeps saying like your armor's like 0.8.
Sorry, that's. Let me
Oh,
set that.
'cause you
So,
did.
17. Yeah, it's at that weird spot where it's like, okay, it's 15 without the shield, 17 with it. I'm trying to see if I can split it,
Right. No, you
but
just
I'm at 17 right now with the.
perfect. Cause you have
So,
I can't remember, it's 13 as a Dragonborn? Or not Dragonborn.
13 as a lizard folk plus my dex plus my 2 from my shield.
Nice, okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So the first two, like, you just like, like, as you just dodging out of the way. But the last claw is just enough to like, it like knocks you back 5 feet.
Alright, that last one hit. Like that's the 10 damage.
Yep.
And I am down.
Alright, so let's see, hold on.
Because I only had 5 before that 10 hit.
Alright, so as the trolls go, and again he's just kind of like looming over as the lizard folk. You see, like, as everything goes black, you like smack your head against the back of this caravan. They're just like go, like they're really trying to light these torches right now. So Throm, go ahead and make a death saving throw, and then Zlatota.
Hey.
Thrawn,
Whoa.
you get back up and you have your turn.
I'm gonna get up and shake my head. I'm gonna rage again and come right up behind him. Reckless.
Okay. And you can see as you're charging, like, a spark comes up on one of these torches, and they like just get it to light, and they're like, oh, as this troll is just like starting to charge towards them. They're maybe like 10 feet away from this troll.
damn, those lizard folk with that 42 initiative.
For some reason, it doubled it. I don't know why. I put
It's
20.
like 42, what?
I put
The
21
power.
so it would be at the top of the round. So, okay, both of those hit because they're
Superhuman
reckless.
dexterity. Ouch. 25 damage.
Yeah, so you can see as this thing, I'm gonna actually roll here. It's one of its traits. Hold on here. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Thrown. 2. Okay. Yeah, you cleave into this thing's back. And you do like a pretty big gouge, and you can see it's like there's like weird like tendrils of like, I don't want to say like mucus, but almost like it's trying to repair itself, but the gap is too wide and they're just like falling limp as it tries to like claw at its back in vain. Zlatota, go ahead and make your death saving throw. That's a success. So as it comes to the top, these lizard folk, they're like, and like 2 or 3 of them just charge forward with these couple of torches that they have, and they just attempt to essentially light this thing on fire with these torches. So I'm gonna go ahead and make 3 attacks.
Net 20, net 20, net 20.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and have you do it, Zlatoda, as it's your people. So go ahead and do
So just
a straight 1d20. So 3, and they're just a 1d20. Yeah. Plus 2, because flanking. So 12 does not hit. 15 is just enough to hit. So it does 1 point of fire damage and sets burning. As it just like catches like the loincloth of this thing. And he just starts to burn. They try and like swarm this thing and attempt to like get its dreadlocks and whatever like caught up, and this thing is like swatting at its back, trying to do whatever
Not
it
happy.
can.
But at the moment, not happy with the lizard folk. Not happy with Trump.
Yeah, this thing. Oh, yeah, fuck. Yeah, this thing doesn't like the. Yeah, it's gonna go-
Kind of a one-track mind. Then he doesn't like fire, but I mean, obviously, it's up to you.
there's a lot of stuff going on around this thing all at once.
Yeah, so this thing's gonna go ahead and do a bite at the one that burned it, and then it's going to take the other 2 of its multi-attack at Throm.
Because it needs both.
Oh yeah, so this thing like just bites into one of your comrades that you see like as he's like jabbing this torch into him to like light his loincloth and stuff. The troll just goes in and literally like straight like right like under the armpit and the ribs, and you just hear a sickening crunch as your friend just like and goes limp. And then like turns around and like just swats Throm. Knocks him back unconscious.
Yep. Only one of them hit though. That's cool.
The claw attacks.
Yeah.
Still enough.
So, and with that, this thing burning, he's gonna go ahead and start running back into the forest.
Okay.
So Thrum, go ahead and make a death saving throw.
That good this again.
That would be amazing if you got another nat 20 and you got up and finished it off. So that's one
Okay,
success.
It'd
Zlatota.
be funny if they both rolled a nat 20 and they just kind of got up and just like went, what the fuck just happened?
Success. Okay, lizard folk. So one of them is down. For some reason, it's adding 21 every round. But it doesn't matter. So
We get faster and faster as the time goes.
there are
Superhuman
2.
dexterity.
There are 2 that are left. And they have short swords. So, Zlatota, I will say that you can have those 2 lizard folk run up and attempt to make just a 1d20 plus nothing roll against this troll.
Alright. 1d20. 1d20.
The second hits, roll 1d6. Okay. You can see this thing. Go ahead and roll a 1d20 for me. Ooh, that's okay. That might be good. Hold on.
Maybe.
18. Okay, so severs one of the arms as it falls off and limp.
Interesting.
Hold on. That's so weird. Okay. Yep, so this troll's just gonna use... Actually, no, the troll's, like, running away, it's gonna use double its thing, so I will let you have another round for, like, attacks of opportunity. As this thing is, like, on fire.
Okay, so 2 more 1d20s.
Yep. Okay. Sweet, okay, so the the one that rolled a 1 has its short sword. It's like kind of like a rusty like makeshift as some of the other lizard folk are. Like goes to swing and just like on impact like doesn't hit straight on. It kind of hits to the side and literally snaps it off like at the handle where it's at the weakest point. And the other lizard folk does hit. So go ahead and roll 1d6.
Hey, another 3.
3, I'm just hovering here on the stream so you know exactly how much health this is. So I'm being legit. 3 is exactly enough.
Oh,
Boy,
So on the last
Nice.
round, you guys go ahead and make death saving throws. On the last round, this thing just burning, just like on one knee and then like right at the edge of the forest.
ooh, so close.
ooh.
Okay,
Um,
that's all my successes.
okay, so you're not conscious. You're just stabilized at this point.
Yeah.
So you guys don't know quite what happened yet. It takes a little while. So hold on, let me swap music here.
As the lizard folk start salvaging parts from your bodies as they think you're dead.
Okay. Okay. So
That was a good hour and a half.
Yeah,
series
that
of
was
encounters.
that was pretty cool. That was actually pretty dope. So
Yeah.
you guys,
Except
And now
for
I roll a
the-
1d6.
Except for like the 4 times imminent death. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Although
guys-
technically
hold on.
with the way you rolled that
Technically, hold
encounter,
on.
they didn't move.
Technically, hold on. So you guys wake up in the back of the carts. You can see that at this point the sun has crested over. You're not sure exactly what time it is, like maybe late afternoon. The scent of sea air begins to hit your nostrils as you groggily kind of like and feel the remnants and the injuries that are left over from your battles.
Let's get up and just stretch. That hurt. There's a lot. I'm just kind of popping my neck and stretching my arms. And
Probably sit up also.
then I'm going to lay back down and fall asleep. My body.
So, this is probably just to the carriage driver since Drom's going to sleep. So, we alive, or is this just a bad version of the afterlife?
Oh, Zlatota. What a grand battle that was. And he kind of like claps you on the shoulder, like maybe a little too hard.
Oh, would have liked to see the end. Did you? I guess you killed it, or did it run with the fire?
Just enough to bring it down, and with our numbers, we were able to subdue it with fire, keep it from regenerating, and piece it, piece by piece.
All right, that'll be that's definitely something to make sure to teach once y'all get back.
Now they have 200 pounds of troll jerky.
We know for sure fireworks on trolls. No more legends.
Oh. Oh boy.
So all 3 of you made it.
He kind of looks to the side. No, not all the time. He was not so lucky, but he died. He died in protecting the pack.
And that's all anyone could ever ask for. Was it at least fast when he went down?
Yes, and he put up quite a fight too. He was the one who set the beast ablaze.
He was a good he was a good person.
And you can
Could
see
never trust him in a fight. He did like to go in for those low blows.
And at that, like, he's like, all time, and the whole caravan's like, oh. And I think that's a good spot for us to go ahead and take like a 15. Unless you guys were looking to roleplay a little bit more. So as you
No
kind of say
promise.
that, you can see like all sorts. There's like a shanty town, sort of on the outskirts, and you can see Hundel quickly approaching the sea behind it. Just this very large port city. And like I said, that's where we're gonna leave it for like a 15 minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last thing I'd probably say to him is just, well, it's not every day brand new supplies and marketable items show up. Clap him on the shoulder, and I'm just laying down.
And you have time to go ahead and take another. Essentially, you guys have a short rest if you want to spend more hit die. It's not a long rest. It's not quite long enough, but you guys are now in Hundel. Yeah, and then we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna pick up from the other side of things after.
All 4. Cool. 10, 15, 24.
Do you mind if I spend my last spell slot? Get a cure wounds going.
Aren't you glad to have you?
Fight. Let me die.
It's nice to have spell slots that regenerate quickly.
Sweet. It's alright, because once I get back to the city, I'm gonna
Hey, look at that. 16 HP, like when the troll shut up.
So,
If I know where you are, I'll just run up to you and just eat level 3 cure wounds.
so it's like, please. I was like, alright, so D'Artagnan's not gonna roll, because, I don't think I could take 2 owlbears and another encounter.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more travel rolls.
So, yeah,
And it's a good thing we're in the city now, so we don't have to roll again.
exactly. Well, I'm sure we got another fight coming up, but at least we'll have a whole crew this time.
Let's take some long rests.
Not a giant monster that can hit 3 times.
And it's time for the Kraken.
Rolls in that one, dragon shows up.
Release the Kraken. It's all good. If I was at full health, I might have lasted at least 1 round longer to take it down. But
Yeah, especially when you stand up at 1 HP and it's like, well, guess we're going back.
yep. Start war.
I still think it would be really funny if fucking Lizatoto wakes up and then gets just patted on the shoulder so hard by the lizard folk gets knocked back unconscious.
That's actually what I was worried about when Throm walked over and hit me on the shoulder. I was like, oh man, if it's like, okay, you take 1 damage, I am back out. I'm stable because I'm at 0, but I am down.
Pretty sure I'd do that to somebody. Did I do it to somebody?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not yet. Not this campaign.
I think I patted somebody too hard.
Fucking in one of my other games, like for Dylan and the other people who know who it is, the one that I played with Ryan, fucking like one of our people who was like a super strong barbarian similar to Thrum, like fucking slapped this one dude who was like a ranger in the back of the head to like keep him under control, and he fucking rolled a natural 20 on the attack and knocked him unconscious for like a full 10 minutes. And then we got into a huge battle directly after that, and like the ranger woke up like 10-20 minutes later, and like several party members were dead. Like the area was in ruin, and he's like, what the fuck?
What in the world happened while I was...
Water. I really should wash. I don't feel like it.
when you can cast Molt and our heroes can't yet.
Owlbear Shield did me absolutely no good.
By the way, Nick, I wanted to ask you about the Friday game. Did you expect us to actually succeed in breaking the siege at Rockhelm?
No, not really, but shit happened.
You didn't expect us to like genocide the enemy army?
I mean, you did kill about how many does it say it was?
400, like three or 400,000 people.
More than that probably. It's a large army.
Well, hey, if Rockhelm needs more defenses, they could always build some new walls out of the corpses.
Well, at least they arrived just in time. Like any longer, and Rockham will fell.
Literally, this like city was being besieged by like the fucking biggest army in the world, like 400,000 or 500,000 ground troops, and all of a sudden we just show up on airships and just decimate everything.
Correction, Philip decimated everything.
Hey,
You guys helped.
we killed quite a few by ourselves.
Philip
For
did
being,
everything.
For being like 5 people, we killed a lot of people. But Philip is the MVP.
Yeah.
Philip is the time bomb, literally, because he's fucking stupid, but he has the ability to level cities.
Oh, yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
But he redeemed himself because he used that same ability to fucking stop an entire hopeless siege. Philip is now like a lieutenant in the
I think everyone
Republic
called
Army,
it, yeah.
and I'm a captain. For some reason, I achieved a higher rank than he did. For some reason, but
I think they decided to give you a higher rank because of.
huh?
Would you really trust someone with low intelligence to be in a leading?
That's true.
Exactly.
They just gave me a higher rank because it's like, all right, you look smart. Don't let these people genocide anymore.
Essentially.
Don't let these people accidentally flatten any more cities.
By the way, you like?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
That's me.
I was
That's
waiting.
me.
I was waiting for that crit. Just that one crit to pop up and go, hey, remember how you're at 2 health right now? You're not. Remember how you had a new character that was introduced at the very end of the last session? We're gonna need a new one for the next session.
Yeah, actually, would fucking Schindler and Gon have been credited with anything? 'Cause
Yes.
we
Probably
left-
not. Probably not in like.
Because
you-
basically,
Not.
because you weren't there, Gon and Shady, your characters, were not actually at the siege. We left you in Moonbrook to basically help clear out the rest of the town of enemies.
Yeah, and they cleared it quite a lot. So.
You literally stayed to hunt down every fucking soul still alive in there.
I mean, hey, that's what he gets for not being the decision.
But I mean, that role suits them. I mean, what would they have done in the siege? Oh, I'm gonna throw my bloody scythe at them.
Literally throws a boomerang. Let me see how much I can heal kills. That's a level 3. Ooh! Ooh! That's not too bad, actually. 21.
Oh, okay, yeah, 20. Okay, I was only looking at the 8, and I'm just like a level 3 cast, and you got 8.
That would be
Yeah.
my luck. Alright, I'm gonna burn everything on this one spell. You got 2 health back.
Dude, you haven't seen Nick's rules in this campaign. It's
I
glorious.
literally let magic go run rampant. So
No, in this campaign, Nick rolled like 5 nat 1s in like 2 different games.
yeah, Fireball is especially unlucky. Let me try it.
It's only when Nick DMs that he
never
rolls
mind.
alright.
No, never mind.
Flawless.
Nick, you only roll okay as a DM, which is really unfortunate for us.
Yeah,
Man, we
I
could have
mean,
used.
due to that you guys suffer a loss from the airship. You lost an entire airship with a full battalion of troops due to my high rolls.
That was a given. Honestly, we're fighting like 300,000 people with 3,000. We're going to lose someone.
Yeah, well.
They have
Two airships were taking out the fight. The third one, the flagship, was heavily damaged. So
I mean, we all would have been dead if I wasn't fucking catching artillery shells with my mind.
oh yes,
That really came in clutch. But I'm happy that I get to be that badass now.
yeah, you did have telekinesis.
Yeah.
oh yeah, and Loventhor and Philip did some DNA swapping.
Yeah. Like Derek confronted me in class yesterday because he's really confused as to why he did that and what's going to happen.
DNA swap.
Derek just came up to me and was like, "Why did we do that? And what's going to happen?" And I'm just like, "I don't know, man. That's up to Nick."
but it's in there now. You have done the swap.
Now Lothar Thor just has part of his hand that's just scaly and green for the rest of his life.
Turtles are not scaly; they're just rough skin.
Well, yeah.
This is green skin. A part of him would just look like Yoda.
Man, I just thought about it. Throm is bad luck, considering 2 owlbears and a troll attacked on a trip that I usually take
Also
the same day he joined.
But also, Throm
Nice.
very rare. Look at Throm's attacks though. Throm very rarely ever rolls below a fucking 20 on his attack.
Yeah.
That is like one thing that I'm consistently impressed by. Literally every time he rolls is his rolls. Like I've only seen him roll below a 15 probably like 5 times in like our 10 sessions or whatever. I still love just going, alright, I could do some serious damage here if this works.
3. Yeah, I was like, if I can hit, because that'll be.
I love how the GIF for every single.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, if this can hit, that's my D6 for my short sword, D8 for Colossus Slayer, and another D6 for Hunter's Mark. Please let this.
Higher? Wasn't it rolling for the higher level? Where should I put it? There we go.
A lot of damage.
2d10. This is what I rolled. 2d10, but I rolled a 2. Wait, hold on. You rolled 2d10 for the Hellish Rebuke, but you rolled 2 1s, plus 7.
13,
Oh.
15. Almost max damage every time.
Yeah, actually, Nick, what is his kill count currently at? Because he's the only person who's caring to keep track of that.
812.
Yeah.
He's
but no,
killed an entire battalion's worth, so he's gonna be rich after this.
yeah. But no, I'm
His next
saying,
deal
I'm
is
saying,
1 gold for every head.
I'm saying after Moonbrook, what is his kill count? Because he
After
wasn't there
Moonbrook,
because he wasn't there for that entire encounter, pretty much.
I just put it at 812 because he cleaned up Moonbrook and then he just decided to go.
Oh, okay, I see.
Can I do the high level cast now? Yes, I can.
I'm just saying.
Oh no. Oh. 17 damage.
Yeah, that's a 1 plus 6. And then, I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Plus, even if unless they've got something for it, they still
Like,
take
look at this. 7, 3, 1, 6 on a D10.
I'm
but they
back.
still take half even if they save.
Oh shit. Alright.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Let me just real quick get back my my gifs.
Sorry to cut the RP short there. I really had to go to the bathroom, and then
No, that's fine. I'm also recovering from the stress of where's the crit? Where's the crit? Where's the crit? Who takes me down right after I introduce my character?
that was really close.
Yeah.
Let
Here's a
me
shield
just-
that gives you +2. Awesome. This thing
Let
doesn't
me-
roll below 11.
Let me
Or-
just explain how unlucky I am. I have my new character has considerably less health than yours, has a role that is going to be in close combat most of the time, and now that you have that shield, has 1 lower armor class than you,
Nice.
and a lower damage weapon probably. Actually, no, the rapier's higher damage. Never mind. Than the
Yeah.
short sword, at least. For melee, I have higher damage, very slightly.
Yeah, good grief.
Yeah,
You
because
don't
I
have
can.
any battle master stuff, so you don't have any maneuvers.
Nope.
So you can't do all that cool stuff.
Yeah, so I can try to D6 damage, stab it. D6 damage, bite it. Or
Your
in
bite
the-
did more damage than your sword.
Alright, so I have not even... where's your sheet for your new character?
It's in the NPCs list. Because I'm going back to my old character, remember? So it's Vernon Barclay.
Yeah, did you change
Ev-
his backstory
everything
and all
was-
that?
Not really backstory for the most part, but I changed basically everything else almost.
So you were... well, I won't reveal all your stuff in case you didn't want to.
I'm basically a noble who decided to adventure. That's the most basic description I can give.
Right.
A human noble who decided to live as an adventurer, and I'm going to say that he spent time with like a sailing group. Like he spent time on a ship and all this other stuff, and he's been traveling for probably about 1 or 2 years. So he's coming in on ship into Hondo.
Nice.
Alright, so... actor. That's how you got the 17 charisma. Just looking over your stuff real quick.
Basically, this guy is supposed to be alright in combat. He's mostly a talker, though. He's a smooth talker, and he's sneaky, and he has a lot of skills. Like, he spent a lot of time in captivity just learning from other nobles. He's only been, like, a combat dude for a little while now.
I confess I did not know much about your new character.
I mean, it's a new character, so...
Okay. so I'm ready to rock. So everybody's back. Everybody's here.
Yeah.
All right. Throwing your guy just in case he comes up. All right. Full party time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just saying, Nick, it'd be great if Gon had the almighty push and he showed up at Rock Helm, because it would be like 300,000 gold pieces. He would
Do you
bankrupt.
really trust Gon with
He
the
would-
Renegon?
Oh no, I don't. But I'm saying he would like bankrupt the continent. At that rate.
You're giving a psychopath one of the godliest powers ever on
Yeah.
a mortal plane.
I'm not saying it's a good
Giving
idea.
giving him power to level city when he just feels like it.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm saying it would be entertaining.
Well, I mean, he could always.
All right. So starting with, I suppose, Martha. Yeah. So you have spent, whatever is it? It's almost 2 weeks at this point that you guys have been in Hondel. So you mentioned that you wanted to get to know Conrad a little bit better. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta unmute here.
Oh, I forgot Nick has that experience, the dreidel.
Okay. So, yeah, a week goes by. You guys spend quite a bit of time together. You have the recipes that you taught him, and you have like the recipe book, and you guys had an arrangement where you were going to bake some of the stuff, and then he was just gonna like put it out for various people. So you're making like whatever baked goods. I can't remember. You said, was it like some sort of pie or something in particular, whatever it was. It seems that, like, as rough as the guys that come in here are, like, they're not gonna deny some home baked goods. So it seems to hit it off pretty well, and you guys kind of spend a lot of time over the next week, kind of like in the kitchen, like hanging out and getting to know each other.
Meanwhile, Ragnar is doing fucking prize fights.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So was there anything like specifically that you were looking to do besides just like spend time and get to know
him? That's a good question.
Oh, here we go.
Nick, I know what you're
Well,
thinking.
other than the
That's
obvious.
all already happened.
No, she'd probably just spend time with him, maybe make idle chit-chat while they're baking, help them bake, maybe do that one pottery thing, but instead it's like kneading dough.
Right.
Ghost.
So you help him, do stuff around the brothel. You meet quite a few of the girls that are there, and what you do get to know is that he's very like professional in that way. Like he's not like a sleaze. He just kind of like he lets the girls do what they want. He's not like their master, you know. So they kind of like keep everything, and he takes like a 5%. Just like, because obviously they're using his stuff and whatever. So he's just like very fair in that regard, and he doesn't seem to be like handsy with them or anything. So, but getting to know him, he seems to be a pretty good guy.
They're probably going to have a conversation later, maybe later at night, but until then, She's probably just going to be helping him bake. Doing stuff. Maybe give him the occasional smooch on the forehead.
Okay, go ahead. Just make like you have baker's tools, right? So just make a roll with those.
I thought you were gonna make her do like a performance check for the kiss.
No.
Oh, shit. Could she
Yeah,
have
so-
advantage since she has the recipe book?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So, like starting off the week, like you're trying to teach Conrad some of this stuff, and you guys like burn and like make like shitty cookies and like all that, and like in the beginning, it takes like a couple trial rounds, and then again like you guys get into the swing of it, and a lot of his stuff is he just makes like meals for people, like meat and potatoes, like people that just sit down, they stuff their face, they might get a room, but there's just like a lot of people in and out, and you see there's kind of like a bit of a morale here, like even the old tough like salty dogs, they just like eyeball suspiciously, and then they go over and go buy like the pastries and whatever it is.
I want to. She probably made like sexy gingerbread cookies.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
those are like gone, like they love them.
Oh,
You
wow.
actually get like there's he sets out a tip jar, and you get like 2 gold worth of tips for like the various silvers and whatnot that he
She's going to split it with Conrad. So she gets 1 gold, he gets 1.
Ooh.
he kind of like puts his hands out. No, I can't. It's all you.
Oh, sweetheart. You're so sweet to me. Alright, we should probably make more of those gingerbread cookies. They seem like they're a hit.
Of course. But I do have to get back to the counter for now.
Well, you know where to find me.
I do. And he leans over and he just like gives you a little peck. And then he like strokes his big silver beard and kind of like combs his hair over to the side of it, and then well, I'll be off. And he kind of goes.
All
Yeah.
right. I'll be sure to save some for you.
So yeah. So over that whole time period, Martha's kind of like playing like housewife, and just kind of like hanging out, really getting to know Conrad. And
Then we lose a player
Yeah.
character to domestic living.
Leah, you spent a lot of time investigating, and you finally came across Dalton Rain in the end, and he let you know that he was going to get in contact with you when he had a job. So he did get in contact. So now, 2 weeks later, you're supposed to meet him at the docks tonight. So I didn't know if you had any other sort of preparations or anything that you wanted to do in the meantime. And so for Nick, I had you essentially like meditating and communing with Titania for what they did. So I'm not sure if you essentially have like 2 weeks worth of time in Hondo.
I mean, probably not. I probably would have. I've either done something nice, or either that, or I've tried to develop my powers further by just trying to experiment about how Titanic energy can be used. Since that, I can change how I use her energy to heal something instead of just killing it. So maybe I could try that.
Okay.
Just try to use magic in a different way, as I've done to learn cure wounds.
Yeah, there's kind of like, yeah, it's a very refined art. You're still kind of perfecting it. About using it in more ways than just a destructive, like explosive way. You know, like healing is a little more controlled. But
Yes, I
yeah,
probably spent like this practicing,
okay.
as that'll take a lot of time.
I think the time gap has been like 2 weeks since that point. I don't remember, honestly.
So between talking to Dalton at the docks, you have like another. It was like 5 days until.
No, like the time gap between her last thing, like trying to find Dalton and then eventually having to meet him. Like
Oh,
what did he
all that
miss last
time.
session?
All that time in between, I said was
Yes.
like how long it took you to like actually find and get in contact with him. Yeah, it was investigating, finding like Dalton, like where he was, like who he was, his description. Yeah. So essentially, like the time that you have to just kill, you have like 5 days worth of time from when you talk to Dalton, when he's like, "I will find you when I have a job," and between like tonight is the night of the job. Yeah. Yep. So you did find out about Tuck, which is kind of like the rival gang here. They reside kind of on the east side. Go ahead and you can make actually no, he told you where they're located, roughly speaking. So you already know that. So is there anything more specific, or you're gathering information at this point? Okay. So what you gather from Tuck about Tuck Fellowsmith is he's a very like, I'm trying to think how to put it, like a very like power hierarchy gang leader, as opposed to Dalton Rain, who's just like very like cunning, I suppose is the best way to put it. So yeah, so Tuck uses just a lot of, like you said, like survival of the fittest. Like he just has a lot of muscle, and he just, you know, pushes people around. More muggings, bribing people. It's usually his avenues, and his income generally depends a lot on like travelers and gambling, strong arming, merchants, things like that. That's kind of his business model. Is there anything else that you can think of that you were hoping to do? Okay, so while he's thinking about it, any of you other folk, what's Ragnar doing?
I'm going to say that he continues to do the prize fighting and stuff like that, and basically just kind of like looks for basic local work, like, you know, helping people out with lifting and stuff like that, and also like maybe like helping with crime a little bit, like that kind of stuff, but basic stuff that he could do without having to like roleplay it super intensely.
Right. So he
Just
kind of,
wherever he can help out doing odd jobs as well as the prize fighting.
yeah. So we already rolled for the prize fighting.
Yep, I know.
So, yeah, so that's rolled. So we'll say you're doing that kind of like by night, and then during the day you're just kind of like mostly helping out like with the fishermen, and like there's a lot of like roll call in the morning where like people just show up and like first come first serve work,
Mm-hmm.
like the strong, you know, essentially you get more the more that you do, so you get enough for like a couple days to just like, you know, straight up just like pay for, you know, your stay at some of these inns.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm trying to think of his name. Hold on. I'm trying to rope everybody together here. Give me just one sec. Okay. So, yeah. Vernon. So you come up on a ship, obviously, and you reach.
And I'm going to say it was like a minor like Navy galleon from somewhere, like mercenaries essentially, and his contract with them has just ended.
Okay. So you approach, you step off onto the docks. You can hear the chirping of gulls behind you. Look back to see the massive lighthouse that's, you know, about maybe 10 miles away or so. It's like way out at this point. And then look back and turn towards the straightaway of the dock. You can see, you know, it branches out from where you are, like left and right, and there's like various ships docked and whatever. You see a lot of traffic just carrying like crates and hauling cargo and stuff, and it kind of all funnels into like straight ahead where there's this big massive set of stairs, and then it empties out like into the cobble.
Okay. Just kind of just step off the ship and go, oh, this is a lively little place, isn't it? Okay, and I'm going to find the first somewhat idle-looking person I can find and go, where can I get some rest and food here?
Okay. So you approach. As soon as you go up the top steps, like there's a lot of. You could eat. You could take your pick. You could grab like a worker. There's like fishermen that have stalls that are just selling like fresh fish, like right there.
Yeah,
in the dock
I
area.
approach one of the fish merchants and I just walk up and I go, oh hello, lovely stall you have here. Is there any local place where I can get some rest, some lodging, and maybe some food?
Why, hello. Looking for a place to stay, eh?
Yes.
Well, what sort of business are you on? Are you looking for
Technically
pleasure?
no business.
Or
Technically no business right now, but just any place. But the pleasure sounds all right.
well, depends if you're looking for a brothel or just a bar or just a place to rest your head at night.
The brothel would do fine.
Ah, very good. I'll recommend you over to the Silver Dwarf. It's on the west side of town. Can't miss it. It's got a large beard is the symbol above the doorway.
All right, I'll look into it.
Yeah, the barkeep's name is Conrad. Tell him Damien sent you. Maybe he'll give you a discount.
Nice. I would take some of the catch of the day, but I'm afraid I'm no cook.
Well, you could take some to Conrad. Maybe. And he kind of
Yeah,
like
why
gestures
not?
at his. And you can see he's just got like a somewhat very varied display. He's got like some mussels and various other like shellfish and stuff like that. But then he also has like just stuff that you can catch in the bay. Nothing like too fancy, but
I'll,
what
I'll,
appears.
I'll take a decent looking fish. How much would that be?
Two silver pieces.
All right, I give him 1 gold, because I don't have any silver pieces. So maybe he'll give change back if he can even do that.
Thank you kindly. And he kind of like, his eyes open wide, and then he just puts it in his pocket.
I'd appreciate a little bit back, but
Uh,
I suppose you don't
yep,
necessarily have to.
No, yep. And he gives you your change.
Okay. Yeah, and basically, like, Bernant is wearing fine clothes. He's got some relatively fancy-looking armor, and he's got fucking sword at his side. Looks like it is castle forged. So he doesn't look poor. But yeah, I wave off the merchants and I start moving on. I'm assuming I bagged the fish or something. I'm not just carrying around the fucking fish in my bare hands, but
Oh yeah, no
I mean-
problem. He's you purchase it, and he gives you something.
okay. So now, and I start heading towards the direction that he pointed me in.
All right, so it takes you, even with the directions, maybe like 20 or so minutes to walk all the way to the other side of town. And then,
I have 8 wisdom, so yeah, probably.
yeah, and then a bit more to actually find it. It's not quite like right on like the main street. It's off to on one of the side streets, but you stop and ask for directions, a couple people, and eventually, you get pointed in the right direction. It doesn't take terribly long. So at this
All right.
point, you landed probably about late morning or so. So by the time all this happens, it's not quite lunchtime. As you step up and approach the rustic little inn, the Silver Dwarf.
Alright, I go straight in and I'm looking for the barkeep. Well, the innkeeper.
Yeah, you can see there's a somewhat well-built in the torso dwarf. He's got like the silver beard with like a silver clasp in it, and he's got like salt and pepper hair, kind of like combed nicely to one side, and he's got like an apron on, just like a white apron, and he's serving somebody a drink, and as you walk up, he turns to you.
Hello. I'm looking for potentially some way to cook this, and I hold up the fish. I was sent by a fisherman. I think his name was Damien. And hopefully somewhere to rest my head at night that's not a ship.
Well, good old Damien, eh? And
Yeah.
he takes the catch. Thank you. So,
So
you need
how
a
much
room.
would a room be?
It depends. Are you looking for company or no company?
To be entirely honest, no company.
Seems to be my luck. Alright, 5 silver pieces, 1 gold if you're looking for dinner.
I give him 1 gold. Thank you.
You got it. And he gives you like a wait right here. And as he goes out into the back, you see Martha. I don't know exactly what Martha looks like, to be honest. But you kind of see her like poking out a little bit from the back, like going back and forth. And the barkeep kind
I
of
could
walks
describe her,
around.
but
Yeah, you can describe her.
I mean, you might as well describe her.
she's sort of a heavy-set woman. Not necessarily short, but sort of average size. She is albino. She has like a pale face, silver hair.
Good rack.
Yes, a good rack. No bite though.
Well,
She's probably just really like into her work, like her brows are furrowed as she tries to very specifically get the bread to look exactly the same, adding tits to the gingerbread men.
Wow.
Vernon probably gives her a glance over and then like goes to like fumbling with his rapier's holster, just kind of like absently messing around with his equipment.
So the barkeep comes back and he kind of has like a tray in one hand. And he's got all sorts of what look to be like gingerbread men, kind of, and he's like coming closer to you and he hands you a key. The key has
Thank you very much.
has like a little wooden, almost like a tag. I'm trying to think of what you'd call it, but it just has like a room number on it. It's just 4.
There's some curious baked goods. What will one of those cost me?
Oh, these. Hey, and he like puts them over to you, and you can see just like various shape, like essentially like women, like in various positions. Gingerbread cookies, and they're like frosted perfectly to like accent all the detail.
Very
Lovely
nice.
made. 1 copper a piece.
I'm afraid I've only got silvers and golds. Change. And I give him 1 silver.
Sure. How many you want?
Let's do 2.
2 it is. And he breaks it for you, so you get 8 coppers back.
Cool. And then I have my gingerbread man, and I'm assuming he cooked the fish that I gave him.
Yeah, or you put it in the freezer or something. Or I say freezer, but like the ice box, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't have him with him at this point, so he must have done something with it.
Fish will make a fine dinner.
That it will. Is there anything else I can do for you?
If I could get everything that I need currently. Any place I can stock up on some rations or something if I'm gonna be traveling more?
Well, if you go to the marketplace, there's quite a few various stalls and whatnot.
That's sensible. Where should I go for the marketplace? It's new here.
Well, if you come out, take a right from the doorway. Go straight over about 3 streets and take a left. It'll bring you out to the main road. Follow that straight, and you'll be right in the market square. There's a big fountain.
Okay.
Big fountain in the middle. You can't miss it.
Sounds good to me. Well, I'll be on my way there. I'm not from around here if you couldn't tell, but I'm making my way. It's a nice little city you got here. Little city? Town?
I seem to like it myself. Where do you come from?
Make up a name for this continent, please.
This continent? Like North?
No, like the continent Vernon would have come from. If anything for him. Because I said that he's from a different continent. He's from like a foreign land that's a bit more well established in Nordvinden.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's your character, man. You're supposed to make this
Yeah.
up.
Oh my god. Time to use the random generator.
well, I tell him something, and then I head off to the market. And they'll
Well.
figure out exactly what I tell him later on.
Something it is.
Alright.
Hang on, I got one for you, I think. Give me a moment.
I come from nowhere.
He comes from Sumton.
Essentially, what I want this area to be is kind of the contrast, like, Nordvinden is like the Scandinavia, and then wherever Vernot comes from is like the settled England, kinda.
Right.
Like,
How about
kinda
Bavora?
opposites.
I just got from random generator. So
Sounds like Barovia.
So I'm assuming that Vernot can go there and get some like rations and basic supplies without too much of a hassle.
Yeah, no problem.
How much is that?
That is a good question. It should say right in the compendium. I usually, for just rations, I think it's like a silver or something. I don't know.
Okay. Because I'm assuming that he was not very well stocked coming from a mercenary ship. He's not taking their food with him. Alright, and that's about all Vernon is going to do right now. He's probably going to go back to the tavern and just rest up and talk to some people and hang out. And I'm going to use the bathroom, because I didn't get to during the break, because people are pricks here.
Okay, so 1 day worth of rations is 5 silver.
Oh, okay. That works.
It consists of dry foods, including jerky, dried fruit, hardtack, nuts, probably cheese.
Okay. That works for me.
Alright.
But yeah, so I'm just gonna say that he goes back to the brothel afterwards and just kind of hangs around for a little while, and then I'm going to use the restroom because I need to badly. Poorly? That's not a word for that. I'll be back in a sec.
10-4. Alright, so Martha, you look over and see this gentleman at the bar talking to Conrad a bit back and forth. You just kind of, take note of it. Seems like an interesting gentleman. Then he leaves, and you see him kicking around the bar area later. So let's see here. So going back to Leah, you're gonna talk around the town, just trying to get a sense of how they affect the market in the city, and if anything's been strange. So yeah, the city is fairly aware of these two, like the gangs, and especially like in the sphere of influence of each kind of gang. The Dalton Reigns armada, if you will, kind of has like a weirder, fluid territory. Again, he seems to be more subtle, but Tuck Fellowsmith, he's just like strong arms, pretty much like his whole section, kind of like to the right of where the marketplace is, to the right wall. Like he just dominates it by, strong arming, blackmailing. But he just has enough of a force that the guard can't really do much to stop him at this point. He's kind of like in bed with some of the guard. So that's kind of what you get from all your digging. So yeah, you guys arrive, Throm and Zlatota. So the caravan arrives, coming up on like the shanty town that seems to stretch on for like several miles. But you can see around the bend is the like one of the entrances into the city, and there's like a keep in one corner that kind of like rises above the rest. It seems to be overlooking like the ocean dock area. As you come into the city, you guys get kind of like poked and prodded awake by the other folk, letting you know that you're here.
We're gonna hop out the wagon and stretch. I need a drink. I'll ask, because I can never remember. Zlatota, do you need any more assistance?
Now that we're in the town, I don't think we will. However, like I said last time, I guess we'll see once we get everything set up.
Good. I'm going to go find a drink and a place to sleep.
we'll probably have to find a spot to sleep too, somewhere to pack up.
It's good fighting with you. And I'll give him like a warrior's hand clasp. I'm not sure how big he is, but
6'3".
oh, okay. Well, I'll give him a warrior's hand clasp. Come find me when you're right there, or if you'd like a drink. Yes.
You've got a place in mind, or just luck?
Luck is what it's all about. Yes. And I'll just give him a wave, and I'll just walk off.
Now, stick with the trading group for a little bit. Make sure everything gets set up.
Yeah.
See if I can pinch a bit of gold off of them or something. Since they...
Yeah,
I'm
no
just looking for
problem.
the closest place to drink and catch a nap. I don't care what the establishment looks like, just as long as I can drink and sleep.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Latoda can do his thing first, though, because he spoke first. So
Okay. Yeah, so you go ahead with the trading caravan and you kind of you set up in the market square. You have a spot that you guys kind of like reserve as part of like a sub, like some of the guild, like merchant guild people that run here. You pay them a bit of coin and you can have essentially your spot in the marketplace. So everybody kind of sets up. A lot of the people I say a lot of people, like there's several people that were somewhat wounded from everything that happened, but not terribly. They're kind of taking it easy and whatnot, but a couple members go throughout the city, as you've been here before, and they just go around looking at other wares to see like what can we barter, obviously what can we trade, where can we stay, stuff like that. So you're kind of in the middle of this like bustling market square right now.
Now, let's see. I'm not sure where I want to go from here.
It's not me this time.
Englad. That's the name.
I was thinking of literally just calling it like England or something because I mean that's what the Scandinavians called England, but that would be too much.
Englad, as funny as it is, actually doesn't sound as much like England. Englad.
I am implying all English people are terrorists.
No, they get a lot of terrorist attacks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you looked at America lately?
Europe has had it worse than America in like the past year or two.
Oh. Looks at all the.
The school shooting is not the same as a terrorist attack generally. I mean, it could be by definition
It
a form
is.
of terrorist
In
attack.
definition, it is. It really is. It just is.
All right.
Okay.
I think I'll be
what?
gone first
You know
trip.
Yo, let him speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I guess first trip I'm gonna go with one of the traders. See if we can stop by, at least for one of those owlbear pelts. Stop by like a leather worker.
Okay.
Just kind of travel with him. Trip to the leather worker. Trip, I guess, like a blacksmith or something, so we can actually pick up real weapon crafting supplies to bring back. with the trading group, and then I'm just gonna go look for a place to. I'm gonna see if I can pinch some money, get some money off the traders before I go, and then go find a place to sleep because I need it.
So, yeah, you go ahead and it's 5, probably not. It's like 3 gold pieces to have the leather worker just like do his stuff to the hide, like to prepare.
Oh,
him. Not
no,
to
I mean like
actually-
we're trading it. Like this is
Oh, you're
owlbear
just
hide. We will
selling
sell
it?
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have essentially 2 owl bears worth. Yeah. Okay. That belongs to you, because you got the kill, and Throm didn't like say, "Oh, this is my hide" or anything. So technically, tradition-wise, like it belongs to you. So he took all the talons. You have the hide.
I'll take one hide as my own. The other one can go to the traders because I only got a shot in on one of them.
Right. So I'm just saying, so you get the revenue from that, and then the way that the trading caravan works is it's yours, but 20% of what you get goes back to the caravan.
All right.
So, but because it's your kill, like you get 80%.
All right. So those 2 hides.
Yeah. So you're selling both of the hides, or you want to work one and sell the other?
I'm probably just gonna. Let me check real quick before I say something stupid. Yeah, I'll just sell both because there's no leather or hide armors that beat what I got.
Okay.
So I'll sell the both of them.
Okay. So just from that, yeah, it's very fine quality. Go ahead and make a. There's no like bartering roll. I think it's just persuasion. Yeah.
Awesome. Another +0 skill. Slightly in my favor, but meh.
Okay. So he offers you for the 2 hides, because he can make whatever out of it. He offers you 100 gold store credit, or 75 just like gold.
Let me. Yeah, I'll just take the 75.
Okay.
75. Okay, so 15 of that goes to the traders.
Correct, and then the rest is yours.
And then, yeah, I think from there, I'll pretty much just go. Say goodbye to the others of the clan. Let them definitely point out they should probably get at least 1 or 2 people to bodyguards to travel with them. Because if that was just the trip here, the trips back are always worse.
Definitely.
So let them know they might need to get some guards. I'll either travel back with them or I'll be staying here for a bit and recovering.
They acknowledge.
And then I'm off to go find a place to sleep.
Okay, so you and Throm make investigation checks. See what you come up with.
Wow.
Nice. So,
That
um,
20's not even 20.
yeah, Throm, what kind of place are you looking to go to?
Said there's alcohol and a place for me to sleep.
Well, there's plenty. Is there like anything specific you're looking for?
Loud.
Loud. Okay. So yeah, you come across the Golden Horde, which is a very loud kind of like just fucking rowdy. Just like you said, like super loud, like people just getting fucking smashed. But you also hear a couple of other places. There's the Barking Soul, which is more of a quiet, low key. You do hear of the Silver Dwarf.
Which one's the quiet, low key one? I want to find the loud one so that I know which one not to go to.
Oh, the loud the loud one is the Golden Horde.
Okay.
The Barking Soul is the low key one, and then the Silver Dwarf is a brothel, but it's kind of like it's not like loud, it's not like super quiet, it's just kind of like seems to be average.
All right, I'm gonna go to the low key one.
Okay. So the Barking Soul.
The Barking Soul. Yep, I'm gonna walk into that one. Any bartender, patron, anything like that?
Yep. So it's kind of like a slender female, looks like a elf, and comes up to you. Hello, dear. Looking for a room for the night?
Ah, yes. A drink and a rum.
All right. Are you going to be eating here?
Probably yes.
Okay. Gold piece for the room and the meal, and I'll throw in the drink for free.
Okay. I like pull out my giant bags of coinage because I have all that silver on me. And I give her. Hold on. Give her a couple gold pieces. And I may be here for a few days. And just give her however many gold pieces it is for a few days for the meal in the room.
Ah, excellent. Thank you.
Can you have somebody bring it up to me?
Bring what up? The
I don't know,
food?
food or drink or whatever. All of it.
Of course. I'll be right back. And she goes to the back, and just a minute later, like, comes out with like piping hot. Looks like she's got like a cup of like some chowder of some sort, like a seafood kind of chowder, like just really thick and hearty, and then just got like big slab of bread and like just a couple of like hard vegetables, like turnips or something like that.
Cool. Take that and whatever she's got to drink.
Yeah. She brings out a bottle of wine.
I'll take the whole thing. How much does that cost?
Okay, so she goes to pour you a little bit, and you just like kind of take it out
No,
of your hand.
no. Hold the thing.
Oh,
I'll just take like a giant swig of it. How much?
For the whole bottle, sir.
Yes.
That will be.
Fucking ants.
I believe it's 5 gold. Hold on.
Uh,
This new computer, I don't have. Don't have shit anymore.
okay.
Gold, damn it. Yeah. So 3 gold pieces.
All right. How much gold did I give her altogether?
You said you gave her a couple. So,
Yeah.
because you thought you were going to be here a few days, but I don't know how much a couple is. Be like 1 gold piece per day that you expect.
So I'll say I gave her. We'll say altogether I gave her like 8 gold pieces.
Okay. So enough for 5
Which is
days.
fine. Yeah.
And then this.
Go on.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'll take the bottle, take my food, and I'll head straight up to the room.
Have a nice day. As you kind of walk up the stairs. And
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say. So as La Tota, yeah, you find a couple places. Is there anything that you're looking for in particular, like low key, loud?
Not too loud, but enough people there that I can hear stuff that's going on. Like, hear people, especially if they're traveling, just what they've been doing, but not people everywhere and starting fights.
Yeah, so you're kind of like going around and you hear there's like a half dozen names get tossed out, and you actually see as Throm steps into the Barking Soul. So you kind of like stop somebody and you're like, what's that place? What's that place about? And the gentleman lets you know like, oh, that's Barking Soul. It's kind of like a low key place. You do hear about the Golden Horde, which is loud. You do hear about the Silver Dwarf, which is a brothel. It's kind of like middle of the road. Can be loud, can be quiet. It all depends on the night.
I'll step into the same one Throm went into first. Just kind of check how many people are there. Because if it's fairly empty, I'll go to the next one over.
Yeah, it's not super loaded. Like you see, Throm just goes right up and like plops down at the bar, and there's maybe like 2 or 3 other people like in the room that are like eating and whatever at various tables. There's like one other person on the other side of the bar.
Yeah, I know 'em. I'll go ahead and go in there.
Okay. So
Just
try.
walk up.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just walk up, slap Throm on the, just, like clap him on the back of the shoulder. Seems the drink's a bit sooner than we thought.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I'm taking or I haven't gone upstairs yet. I guess by the time he comes in, I don't know.
We'll say just like the logistics of like he was talking to the guy asking about the place. He saw you up the road, kind of like going into this establishment. So like you're just walking up the stairs, like as he's about to sit down, you don't realize he's there. Like you turn and then he like claps you on the back
Okay.
as you kind of like have your food and drink, like face stuffed or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, what? Oh, it's you, yes.
Seems that it.
It's all right. I'm not better.
What?
Don't tell the lady that though. So the drink is all right. He's had better. Don't tell the elf lady though.
Well, we'll see. What might be compared to fresh water off the mountains and swamp water. I think just about anything might be a bit better than the second.
Aha, this is true. As he's talking, I'm still just kind of, I'm like chewing off the plate with like my face, because I have it in one hand and the drink in the other. So I'm just kind of, I don't even know what's on the plate.
I was gonna say you almost died. Does it really matter?
All right, I'm just getting my calories back.
Yeah, I guess I'll go find the look for the inn keep if I'm staying there.
I'll give him like a nod goodbye and I'll head up to my room.
Yeah, you find this slender kind of female elf. She comes up to you. Looking for a place to stay tonight?
Yes. At least 2, maybe more. Depends.
All right. We charge 1 gold per day or night. That is meal included.
All right, that'll work for me. I'm just gonna give her the 2 gold.
Okay. She grabs it. She comes out with a lunch kind of meal for you as well.
I'll actually sit at a table or something neat. Not go up through the room just yet.
The bartender just kind of like puts her kind of like hands together, like elbows on the bar, and like looks at you for a second, kind of like scanning you over. I don't know if I've seen your kind before. Where do you come from?
Well, we come from the swamps up to the north, right before you get to the mountain pass, up to the actual northern lands. Bit too small to have a real name on the map, but we just call it Irkarthel.
Irkarthel. I'd always heard that monsters lived in that swamp.
I mean, look at me. You see one of us at the night. Would you really stop to question it?
I suppose not. Well, it's a pleasure. I welcome you to Hundel. Hopefully you can
Thank you.
enjoy your stay.
As long as it wasn't like the trip here.
Oh, you ran into trouble, did you?
Gonna kind of take the shield, lift it some. The skull of a owlbear.
She kind of like flinches back a little bit as she sees it. Oh, my word.
Should have seen the 2 of these. Troll. If you wanna hear about the owlbears, talk to the guy upstairs. He just went upstairs.
Oh, you know him.
Yeah, he was.
Sort of exchange.
He traveled with us. He was the one who got the final blows on both the owlbears. Took their claws, if I remember correctly.
Well, aren't you the strong ones? I know what to call if I
I'd say
get in trouble.
luck.
So you guys pass some pleasantries back and forth for another however long you want to. It's not very busy, so she kind of like once or twice gives you like a wait 1 second finger, and then like goes over and like fills somebody's drink or something. So yeah, so Vernant.
Yeah, I just got back.
Yeah, so you're walking through the town. You do whatever it is. I can't remember. What did you say were your errands that you were gonna do?
I was essentially restocking on rations and supplies and stuff, and getting things ready to travel, and I was going back to the brothel. and I was
So
essentially just hanging out there, waiting out some of the day.
So on your way back to the brothel, you see just something that strikes you as somewhat odd. You just see like this giant fucking albino dragon man walk into some establishment that's maybe like a street and a half down from the Silver Dwarf. Like you're just, on your way back and you're like, holy shit, like you'd never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? Like that sort of dragonborn.
That was an interesting fellow. I don't think he's gonna like go and investigate or anything. He's not gonna follow him, but
Right.
Vernon is definitely surprised.
Yeah, you just note that like you see him.
All right, I'm gonna continue back to the brothel, but yeah.
Yep.
Vernon does not follow every strange-looking person he sees.
That's okay. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you,
and I
so you
essentially go back to the brothel, and I kind of wait out the rest of. I wait out some more time, and I just kind of hang out, and I get to know some of the patrons there. And I mean, it's a sailor's sanctuary, so.
Yeah, like there's all sorts of people talking.
In fact, actually, some other people from my galleon might have even showed up here.
Yeah, you see like one or two. At the moment, the place is actually pretty. Like, there's quite a few people in here right now. Like, most of the customers here seem to be like sailors and naval kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of hear, you catch bits and pieces of them trading, like how the weather was like out in this certain section of the bay or the ocean, depending on where they go back and forth, and just kind of like trading current events. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I think we've gone around. Everybody has done what they want to do for the most part.
Pretty much,
So
yeah.
the only thing left, I think, is Leah had her job that was tonight. Is there anything anybody else is looking to do tonight, or up until that point?
Martha's probably going to talk to Conrad later tonight after their usual stuff.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll go ahead and we'll get into Leah's stuff first. You're still here, right? You just don't have a mic.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it's that time. You've done all your preparations. You've done all your various investigations. So, you're told to meet, like right after sunset, in the dock, at a specific point. So, assuming that you go to said point, yeah, you go there and you see a couple of other individuals. They seem to be like hooded and cloaked. Yeah, it depends, like if you're gonna walk right up to them or what you're doing. It's kind of a weird exchange here since you don't have a mic. Um, the hooded figures just kind of like stare at you and like cross their arms a little bit. You can say that they were kind of like leaning up against like the back of a warehouse, just kind of like waiting. One of them steps up, looks to be like just from his physique, maybe like in his early 20s male. Just kind of steps up. So you're the new recruit, huh? Took you long enough. Well, we'll see about that. Do you have any of the details yet? Yeah, so he asks you, you don't have any information other than what essentially Dalton just asked you to, like, told you to, like, be here at this time. He didn't give you any details. So, this young man's like, of course not. Well, this is what the job is. It appears our good old friend, Mr. Tuck, he's, trying to stage some sort of heist, some sort of extraction. There appears to be some sort of, from what we've gathered, a special prisoner in a Navy galleon that just landed. I'm not quite sure who the person is, but we've been told to make sure that they don't get what they want. I'm not sure how well you know Mr. Rain, but he's not too foregoing with the details. If we can, we're to extract the prisoner ourselves, but given that we don't have a description, I don't really know what we're looking for. So there's you, and then there's 3 other people. There's the gentleman that walked up, appears to be like more on the slender side. There appears to be some sort of like kind of like a thug looking guy, like just from his build, like he's got like broader shoulders. And then there's another person that's probably about your size roughly. Another more like slender figure. Yeah, it's kind of, if that's what you gather, then sure. So they, the guy that's been talking to you, the Navy galleon has been told, we've been informed has just landed. As far as we know, it's on the westernmost dock. It is supposed to be guarded, so we're gonna have to make sure we're unseen here, but we're not entirely sure Tuxmen we're planning on getting in. So far, the best plan we've come up with is trying to find Tuxmen and follow them and extract what information we can from them, and then go from there. Do you think you can have a mic by next week, Leah, or no? Just curious. Because it may just be easier to pick this up, like this part up next week. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna make the call. So we're gonna pick up that portion next week.
Cool.
So, you know, just obviously it sucks. It was pretty much just like listening to me.
Mhm.
So, okay. So,
Well, his mic busted, so
yeah, I know his mic busted. I didn't know if he can get a new one. I don't know how easy it is to get it, but I know, like, for instance, like where I live, I can drive like 10 minutes and buy like a cheap $10 headset that has a mic.
he has standards.
Yes.
Yeah. My standard is voice.
Lift every voice and sing. Cool.
Alright. Yeah, so is there anything anybody else was looking to do? I was hoping to get through that and then like connect the pieces in between, but
Just the stuff with Martha. Other than that,
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, Martha, if you want, we can go ahead and have our conversation, and then we'll probably just end it there. So that way, when we pick up next week, we can do like the whole little espionage mission with Leah, and hopefully have voice. Because it's gonna be weird if it's a mission with only her and she can't talk. In my opinion, anyway.
alrighty. So, probably later at night, I'd say about 12 to 1 o'clock. They're just probably hanging out in bed, basking in the afterglow of another wonderful night. I should probably roll performance for that. Holy shit. Okay. She was really into it that night. So afterwards, they're probably like sharing a pipe or something, and she's just like, Conrad, you mind if I ask you a question?
Hey, go ahead. He's just like breathing heavy.
What are we?
So direct.
Well, short answer, mortals.
You know what I meant, you goof. She just playfully pushes him a bit. I mean, would you still want to spend time with me if I didn't have the gold?
He sighs and he kind of like takes a puff of the pipe and like makes like one big huge smoke ring and kind of like ponders for a minute. don't know what we are yet, to be honest with you. I do like spending time with you, though. Hold on. And he kind of like throws the covers back and like reaches under his bed and like pulls out like a box and gives it to you.
Oh, Martha looks a little confused, but she takes the box. What's this, dear?
Open it.
She opens it.
Inside there's just like a very, very nice like pendant on like a silver chain. Little something to remember me by.
She just gently picks it up and looks at it. I I mean, I have to make this trade route back to Stad, but I was definitely going to come back, dear. as foolish as that probably makes me sound, I don't think I would be able to stand not being around you for too long.
Well, if it's one thing you learn when you live as long as me, is things don't always go as you plan. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to spend more time with you, but you never know what's gonna come up. So at least if I give you something to remember me by, it's good enough.
Do you have anything you'd like to get off your chest? You seem a bit
Oh,
not
just this blanket, and he like rips it off, and he's not like super out of shape. He's got like a little pot belly, and he doesn't get like a whole lot of exercise. So he's just like, ah.
Martha just laughs a bit. All right. She just sort of sinks back into the bed, puts on her little pendant. You're a wonderful man, Conrad.
I know. He cracks a smile. It was
You
never about.
probably think little of me, given I'm so desperate enough to pay coin to spend time with you.
It was never about the coin. How do you think I got the pendant?
She just sort of pulls him over for a nice, lazy kiss.
I just need an excuse, that's all. Yeah, we don't have male company, if you catch my drift.
She raises an eyebrow and just sort of holds him closer. You are something else.
Something else.
So you really want to come back here when you're done whatever you're doing?
If you'll have me.
Of course I will, but I don't know. Just feel like sometimes I just want something a bit better, you know.
I'm not sure what you mean, dear.
Oh, just this place, the city. It's got its dark side, you know. I couldn't imagine raising a family here, you know. Or I don't know.
You sort of see his twinkle in her eye at that idea.
It's been a long 15 years, put it that way.
Well, Have you ever thought of moving?
Many times, but well, life gets in the way.
Ustad is starting to rebuild, maybe. I don't know.
Little country life never hurt nobody. Maybe. I've gotten some shipments from outside. I know a couple of people. But again, I don't know. I doubt I could afford a place of my own. I only got this one because I fell into it. And now I got
Well,
people to look after, I got the girls. I got my patrons.
have you ever thought of maybe dropping the brothel part of the brothel?
Yeah, I've thought about it a few times, but well, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for a woman to find work in the city. So I feel like I'm helping them in a way. Not the best way, but that's the only way I got.
Well, if the ladies ever need some baking lessons, I'd be happy to give them for free.
Be my guest.
She looks like she's going to say something else, but she sort of stops herself like, well, good night then, Conrad. I'm a bit tuckered out.
He kind of just reaches over and squeezes your hand a bit, and then he's just looking up at the ceiling. He's like, "Good night."
And then she probably holds him like a teddy bear during the night.
I just imagine his nice silver beard just smushed all up in his face, the hairs are going into his nose, and he's just ugh.
No tumbling around the sheet.
And then it just pans out into the starry night, and when we come back, it'll zoom in on the shenanigans that Leah's doing.
Alrighty.
But yeah, I don't know if anybody else has other things that they were looking to do, but I was hoping to do the thing with Leah, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna really work out until we have voice. It's gonna be kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't gain anything new from 2 training.
Unfortunately, unless you're you haven't really I don't know. Yes, it's 2 weeks in real world time, but it's still you're meditating, you know what I mean? It's just kind of I don't know. There wasn't really trials and tribulations and BS.
Level up for character development.
Yeah, well, I mean
Level
that's
up
why
for
you
getting
guys-
laid.
You guys hit level 5, right? So
Yep.
Most of us.
yeah,
I haven't hit anything.
This was actually a really good session. I
Yeah.
would say you can level up to 4 if you'd like.
If you'd like, who's gonna
Oh
pass
yeah,
it?
of course you want to. And then if you want to do anything that's homebrew or special stuff, you can go ahead. I would look through all the stuff that Wizards of the Coast put out for feats and stuff. But that's if I do homebrew, that's generally how I like to do it. Is I like the feats. I like to be you have to sacrifice the attributes to take the special thing that you want your character to do. I usually
Yeah,
that's how I usually play it. If there's anything specialty you're looking to do.
Mhm.
I had a lot of fun with the new character.
good.
That's cool. Great
Got-
fight.
Yeah, it was like, of course you got that 6 after, you know what I mean, and like you guys were
Yeah.
rested.
Yeah.
Like how many times were you guys taken down? Like 2 each.
Yeah.
That was fun. But first time I've ever been down in a fight, so.
Yeah, that was
Can't-
crazy.
I can't wait until I get.
The lizard adventures.
If that troll wasn't at like 6 health, like if it was at any more, like if it had 1 extra turn to regenerate health, that would have been it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was good. It was good. So
It was good.
Shame I didn't get to poke anyone.
and your
Hmm.
homies in the trade caravan, since they got the kill, they're gonna roll in the dough. They got all like the troll's blood and all like that shit they're selling.
Like I said, they got like 200 pounds of troll jerky.
Wow. Can we just talk about that GIF?
Which one?
Yeah, I mean it technically is. It's lightning. Yoda just pushing that ish.
Meanwhile, Martha got slightly rebuffed.
You got rebuffed. Nice.
Yeah, I might check out feats. Right,
I
no,
mean,
probably
I mean,
good.
It would be
Don't overdo the GIFs. Only use it for
Yeah.
special things.
it would be an ability score increase or
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm
these are
trying to
fucking cool. So
yeah, that's what I'm trying to decide. It's like, do I go with the ability score, so I'm not at
Yes.
15 AC for my ranged weapons, because that's what I'm actually building towards, or do I take a feat? And it's going to have to be a interesting feat for me to give up an ability score.
We done for tonight, Dylan?
you probably
I think
already
so,
found it.
unless you guys want to do whatever. Like if you guys want to like RP or like just talk about whatever, I'm cool with that. It's just hard to move forward with like story stuff.
Oh,
You
nah.
probably already found that, but that's a really good cumulative wiki for just every feat ever. There's feats from almost every expansion and everything in that wiki in some way or another.
Guess I could buy some armor.
I just want
Yeah.
to say that if Conrad had said something a little more positive, then I don't know, she probably would have confessed to him. Because at this point, she is just in love. She's like, oh, sweet, sweet dwarf man.
Up until she realizes her 7-foot dragonborn's back.
Man. Yeah.
I don't know. Conrad didn't slice a innocent in half.
She wasn't innocent when she walked upon us. Just saying.
She totally was, though.
She definitely was not. They'll sneak up on a group of people in battle mode. Get killed.
I imagine that Vernant is just happy to be on land again. He's this prissy little noble boy who basically became a mercenary sailor for just because he had to.
Well, if you're just hanging out and you're kind of like in that crowd anyway, you could do some gambling or something. We could play like some roll-offs.
Why not? I don't mind the idea of that.
I want to buy some armor.
All right.
What would I roll for? Because I'm not actually playing a fucking game in the end.
Yeah. No, we'll do it. We'll say. Does anybody else want to gamble? I mean, I don't know if anybody else is in a silver dwarf.
like the people that are resting in another tavern just wake up in the middle of the night and come to the Silver Dwarf for no reason.
Right, just to gamble. So, yeah, okay, so go ahead and we're gonna roll 2d6.
Where the hell do I find the prices?
and whoever rolls the highest wins. So what we're gonna do is
Okay.
that we're gonna say that one was a test one because I was gonna say
Okay.
we're gonna bet.
Individual
Yeah,
six?
we're gonna bet first and then we'll do it.
Ah, okay.
So it'll be like, this is the pot. So you kind of stumble in back and you're like, oh, how am I gonna kill the knight? So you get some just like the house mead, and you're just like sipping lightly, and you see just an extra rowdy bunch of just your folk, just naval people. So
his adopted family, more like it.
yeah, so you go up and you ask to sit in on the game. You can see they're just playing dice and hey, come in, yeah. And it's just kind of like rowdy and you kind of seem to have a little bit of a streak going on, as some of the other people like have a losing streak, so they catch out, and then it's kind of like you versus this one other guy at the table, and he's just like, what do you say? You want to go one-on-one?
That sounds fine to me.
Haha. So he puts in 3 silvers from his like pile of winnings that he has beside him.
Just kind of, Vernon just kind of pulls out a little satchel and just goes through. It's like, let's see, what do I have here? Let's throw in a gold. I'm feeling lucky today.
Feeling lucky. So he matches it. He puts 7 more silvers down to match.
Okay. And then now, can you describe me exactly what this game is, so that I know if there's a likelihood of me being able to cheat or not? Because I don't know what this game is.
So it's literally just you roll. It's just a set of playing dice. You roll them, and whoever gets the highest number, just like playing.
So no practical way to cheat, right?
Yeah, you just kind of like throw it into the middle of the table. And
Okay.
or actually, so what you do is you throw it into the middle of the table, and then there's a variant rule where you can throw it and only you see what they are, and then you reveal them after, like from under a cup. The way that that we have been playing is just like you just roll, and whoever gets it wins the pot.
This is literally the liar's dice. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so but like I'm saying, no way to really cheat, probably.
Not really, unless you can if you can think of a creative way. That you're like, what if I
Yeah, I
did
can't
this?
really
And I'd be
think of
like,
anything.
oh, maybe that's a good idea, but
With all my character skills, I can't think of a way to cheat. All right. But yeah, I just put in 1 gold piece for the bet.
okay. So now we're bet. All right, let's do it. Let's roll it.
Ooh.
He just kind of like puts his head up and like his hands in his head, and he's just like, what about another?
I suppose so. This time, how about 2 silvers?
He puts 2 silvers in.
And I put 2 silvers in as well. So do I make a gold from that?
Yes, you do.
Nice. All right. Oh.
Nice. So at this point, he starts grumbling. He's like, he like pounds back his ale that he has and lets just out a big like nasty like, oh, like just like gross.
Just my luck, I suppose. Anybody else?
One more. And this time
All right.
he puts down, like he takes out his stuff. You can see at this point he's like a little tipsy or whatever. He puts down 5 gold pieces on the table.
That is quite the barter, sir. I'm gonna go for 1 gold piece again, because he's really going hard with it. So I'm gonna level the playing field a little bit.
He just like taps his pile.
All right. So I put in one little piece.
He just looks at you, and he taps his pile. Come on, friend.
All right, two.
Ah,
I just came into port from Inglad, so I'm a little down on my luck right now.
not much of a backbone, I see. Oh, it's okay. That's okay.
Fine.
No.
Three.
No, it's okay. It's okay. He starts to take away his gold pieces. If you don't have it in you.
So he did 5 originally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 5. Do this
That's the
shit.
spirit. And he gives like a big grin.
Renan's not very clever, so.
All right, you ready? We're gonna do it on the count of 3, so it'll be like 1, 2, 3, roll. You
All
ready?
right.
So 1,
Yep.
2, 3, roll. Oh,
Wow. So I got 10 gold pieces from that.
Are you kidding me? And he just like bangs his head on the table, and then like he trips over on his chair a little bit, and he like sits back down. It's like, well,
Looks like you got poor luck, friend.
I guess so. And he just kind of laughs to himself.
I look him over. Do I see any weapons or scars or anything?
Yeah, he looks like he's pretty scarred up. You see, like he's got a lot of scars around the hands. Whatever he does, he probably works, with his hands, which is pretty common for really
I'm
anywhere
talking.
on the sea. But
I'm talking signs of battle, like him being a fighter.
yeah, I was gonna say you do see he has he's got just like a dagger strapped to his thigh. Besides that, he doesn't have like armor or weapons on him that you can tell, but he appears to be scarred, and it's hard to tell like his scars across like the upper torso and whatnot. That it's hard to tell, like, was it a fishing accident? Did he used to like fight, or like you're not, maybe he was once a soldier somewhere, like you're not really sure, but he does look to be he's
What do
very
you do, friend?
yeah. He looks at you. Well, I run a shipping boat these days.
Huh. Fine work. Honest work, I suppose, depending on your direct field. I was on a contract mercenary galley for the past 6 months. Not a whole lot of action, but a sword fight every now and then, and it paid decent.
Oh, yeah, I saw her come in. Yeah, she's a beaut.
Oh yeah. We ended up boarding a couple people the past couple months, but other than that, not much.
Yeah, nothing so glorious here. Just, I have my roots and I take it.
Yeah, I'm a city by myself, so this calm little town is a nice little place.
Handel, a calm little town.
Well, from what I've seen of it so far,
Just you wait.
I'm sure it has its dark side.
Well, it's no Volstom, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
You and me, we'd be okay there, but if you're, from the other races, they don't take too kindly over there. That's what I hear anyway.
Yeah. Understandable, I guess, given the continent's history. Never been, but I've heard things. Seen things.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of places left living in that shadow, but, well, there's a few of them now and there. I'm sure if you've traveled a lot, you know.
Tell you the truth, I've only been moving around for about a year or two now. But I've seen enough.
Discourse in the chat.
Yeah, I see.
Discourse in the chat.
Discourse in the chat.
He kind of the sailor, he just kind of like tips his mug to you, and then he goes back up to the barkeep and he gets another. Gets one for you as well. Slides it over.
Oh, thank you, sir. Fine company you keep here in this little brothel.
Yeah. Better company than some wench, I suppose.
Depends on the lunch.
He kind of pats you on the shoulder. I'm more of a one-girl kind of guy, you know?
Agreed. I seen enough of that rabble in Inglad.
Once I save up enough, I can go back to her.
Huh. Man of honor.
Well, it's one of few things I can give in this world.
There were a couple girls in court, in my court, that I had some affections for, but for the most part, I like to fight and I like to travel. I like to see new things. I like to talk to people, but not much in the way of company.
I can understand that. And he raises his mug to you.
Yeah, I return the gesture.
And you guys kind of like spend some time just swapping, you know, sea stories and whatever the hell. Like one or two of people that seem to know him come over and shake your hand and whatnot. And then just kind of like pan out to you guys all having a good time, you meeting some new friends and
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
So yeah, I think everybody's good. We're just kind of hanging out
Yeah.
at this point. But so are you all set? You're all set leveling up, right? Slotota?
Yeah, I just need to change the actual number and hit dice now.
Oh wait, are we leveling up?
No,
No, just
I'm leveling up.
he started
Aw.
because I didn't know how things were gonna pan out, but I think he's a really good fit for the group. So I'm not super concerned.
Yeah,
but
because I
eventually-
was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I got to be
starting at
level.
level 3. Yeah.
So when you all bumped up to 5, I started at 3. And I did find the feat going all in on my being a hunter. So the point I needed to boost my AC in combat.
And just to give you guys an idea of like my plan for how Vernant is eventually going to join the group, is I'm hoping that eventually most of the people meet up, and Vernant basically hears about them in passing and offers the sword. So this is eventually what I hope will happen.
Yeah, I hope eventually isn't that far away though. But we'll see. I'd like to work Ragnar out so he has like closure.
Yeah, which I mean, honestly, like him going back to Velstand after all that's happened recently is kind of a given. It's just necessarily how he's going to do that.
Well, he could just like he could have gone on vacation and then everything at Utsad could have like given him an epiphany. Like the world really, you know, like Nordvinden really does need people. You know what I mean? It needs to be protected. It could be like reinstate his motivation, you know, to do that.
Yeah.
Like bring him back to the roots of why he wanted to, or something along those lines.
Essentially, what I wanted to happen is him kind of being a little shaken after Utsad, and then him coming here and doing all this and realizing I belong back in the guard, and then hopefully maybe on your terms, like with your story building and stuff like that, maybe something in Volstand happens, like nothing serious or anything, but something where he gets a message and it's basically like, we could use every sword we can get, and if you can return.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly would happen, but that would be a good way to have him leave. Is like, oh, I got a message, I should probably head back. There's shit happening. Exactly how serious or what specifically that is, I could leave that up to you, I suppose, because I mean it's your world.
Right. Well, like I said, if you come up with a good reason, I can. Otherwise, I can try and write it into the story, but you know, obviously, like I'd have to plan something and blah blah blah.
I mean, if it's something super serious, like a fucking war threat or something, then obviously it's going to affect the world on a massive scale. But what I'm thinking is literally just like, I don't know. You even said that they're kind of in like a Cold War kind of state with all the other factions on the continent. So we could even make it so that like Volstan feels that they're threatened, and they're notifying any soldiers that they're currently not on duty to just be like, hey, can you please come back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually like I'm already starting to connect some dots because there's some other stuff like obviously that you guys don't know about that's like going on in tandem.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple ideas, so I'll try and make it work. You know,
Yeah.
to work Ragnar out in a fashion, but once he's worked out, he's my NPC to do what I please.
Yeah.
So.
And that should be interesting. I'm hoping he gets his opportunity at Valhalla someday.
Me too. All right, guys. There's some good chat going on.
I'm trying to decide how many cringy gifs, like gifs that will make everyone here cringe.
GIFs?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
GIFs?
I'm trying to find the cringy ones.
Don't be
Well,
too.
I'm heading to bed.
All right, buddy.
Guys, have a good night.
You too. I'll see you next week.
There's ants everywhere.
But like I really like role playing this character. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Renant is a paladin, is he? I can't remember his class.
No, Vernant is a rogue.
Was he? I think
Yeah.
the first time he created him. I think the first time he created him.
He was originally a fighter. He's a rogue now.
And I'm
Ah.
cutting the stream. Goodbye now.